like the Daytona 500, Indy 500 to us, you know. But it's just the world. It's what you work up to.
To be able to walk away with the globe, no matter what you've done in the past, you're remembered. You were a World 100 winner. It's the ultimate. That's what any dirt late model racer dreams of. That's the top of our game.
It's like anything else. That's our Super Bowl trophy. That's our World Series trophy. You know, that's the cup to us. That's everything.
The World 100 is the best people in the world come to the race there. Everything else stops. That's the race for the weekend.
I'm proud as can be. Everybody said he could do it. And we done it.
At a slow rate of speed down the backstretch. They won't start till they reach the white line in turn 4. Everyone begins to anticipate. The crowd standing in the turns. The light bulbs are flashing. The drivers ready their pace. And we're racing here in Eldora.
Today, when you roll in there, you just know it's on.
And they will take the win in the World 100. Timmy McCready does it.
Peter Hudson wins the World 100.
There's nothing like it. The most prestigious, the biggest dirt late model race in the world, the granddaddy of them all. It's night number 2 of the 54th World 100 here at Eldora. Whether you're on the grounds or watching at home as part of this live broadcast on FloRacing, welcome. We're glad that you're with us here this evening. Mother Nature dropped a little precipitation on us here this afternoon. They were calling for rain. They took it off, and then true to form, it rained after they said it wasn't going to. We're glad that you're joining us, whether you're home or here. Again, Dustin Jarrett alongside the GOAT, James Essex, my good friend. 15 straight years we've been doing this, brother.
15 straight years. Merry Christmas Eve. It's about like that, because tomorrow's Christmas Day.
It is.
But tonight, we get to open the presents some more after last night's great racing here.
It was a great show last night. Look, Wednesday maybe wasn't as good. Tony went the opposite direction from the Baltus Classic, made sure that he had a good kind of foundation on the track on Wednesday. The new format, I think, proved very, very capable last night. And we saw Hudson O'Neal and the Reaper, Ryan Gustin, get the wins.
Yeah, highly entertaining. And tonight we do the same exact mirror, the same format as last night. So you'll accumulate points again for tonight. So combine the totals from last night and tonight, and that driver will get to spin the wheel of misfortune.
Love it. The wheel of misfortune, baby. Let's go ahead and take a look at this evening's schedule of events. We will have Dirt Draft Hot Laps coming up in just a little bit. Don't want to put a time on that just yet. Again, some showers off and on this afternoon have pushed things back just a hair here. I would, if I had to guess, I am going to say that we are 30 to 45 minutes away roughly from Dirt Draft Hot Laps this evening. We'll see how things play out. Winners Performance Time Trials field obviously split into Group A and Group B. And as James mentioned, same format as last night. 6 shootouts, 3 per group, top 8 advance. And unless you have a fast time provisional, that's it. There are no B-mains, no last chances, no semis, no hooligan races.
No scrambles.
No scrambles. You race your way in.
We've got 108 officially that have registered for tonight. Clint Keenan, by the way, he got here.
The most famous Dairy Queen in Ohio.
He had to go through the Dairy Queen drive-thru to get down here, but he is here. And the last time we saw him, he was on his lid at Florence, but he was here Sunday night for the Baltus Classic. So glad to see him here. So 108 cars entered here tonight.
He reached out to me yesterday and said, could I run tomorrow if I wanted to? I said, absolutely you can. So glad to see Clint Keenan here. Let's go ahead and take a look at your track facts for the Eldora Speedway. This racetrack opened way back in 1954. Right on cue, there it is, half mile. High Bank Clay Oval, located here in the cornfields of west central Ohio. We're just about 5 miles in as the crow flies from the Ohio-Indiana border. And this is, of course, the 54th running of the World 100. James, you have been to...
This is my 50th.
Oh, my.
I went to the very first one and did not miss any until the mid-90s. I missed a few there, but 50 out of 54. So the very first World 100 in 1971 paid $25. $25 to start. This year, it's a record, dirt late model record, $5,400 to take the green flag to make the field tomorrow night. What I love about it, $7,000 for 10th, DJ.
Absolutely.
Here tomorrow night.
They have added a ton of money to the purse for the entire weekend, several bonuses and contingencies as well. We're going to step aside for our first set of commercial breaks. When we come back, we'll talk about last night's racing, and we'll hear a little bit about the Little Pink Houses of Hope. All of that and more coming on the other side of this commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the 54th World 100, and you're watching it all live here on FloRacing.
There's no one way to power up, as long as Ford is your starting line. Because more important than the power you choose is what you choose to do with it. Gas, hybrid, or all electric, the power is yours.
Dave Poske's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and racers from all across the country since 1978, and they are the home to Hoosier Tire, Ohio Valley, and Octane Race Products. Stop in and shop all of the nation's top brands, including Winners Performance, Willwood Brakes, Bill Stein Shocks, Hyperco Springs, Maxima Race Oils, Impact Safety Equipment, along with hundreds of others. You can also visit Dave Poske's Performance Parts online at Poske.com as we ship UPS and truck freight daily. Dave Poske's Performance Parts, serving the Ohio River Valley and racers all across the country since 1978.
Welcome to Leyfeld Industrial and Welding Supplies, your one-stop destination for top-of-the-line industrial equipment and supplies, backed by our exceptional service department. With 2 convenient locations in Coldwater and Greenville, we're your trusted partner for all your industrial and welding needs. From precision welding with Miller & Lincoln to first-class performance with Milwaukee Power Tools, Landa Washers, and reliable power solutions with Honda generators, we've got you covered. Our commitment to quality and excellence ensures that you get the job done right every time. Because at Leyfeld Industrial and Welding Supplies, your success is our priority. Visit us today and experience the difference for yourself.
I love the sound of someone getting their money's worth. I mean, where else are you gonna get ahs like that for 99 cents? Only in Casey's Country. It's not crazy, it's Casey's. For a limited time, get medium fountain drinks for just 99 cents.
Welcome back to Eldora, ladies and gentlemen, for night number 2 of the 54th World 100. You're either here on the grounds or watching live on FloRacing, and we are glad that you're with us as the world-famous Eldora pack trucks continue to do their job. roll this racetrack in. And again, I'd say we are 30 to 40 minutes away, roughly, just a guesstimate on getting Dirt Draft Hot Laps underway here this evening. And James, it's a good segue into talking about the weather. It is not significantly, but it's a little cooler here today. It is, 65 degrees. Is that right?
I think it's supposed to get down to 60 by about 10 o'clock. Okay. Tomorrow's high about in the mid-60s as well, but everybody's going to go on Dirt Draft predicting a new track record, right? They're only going to pick their top 5 for tonight in each of the features, but the track record, by the way, is 14.761, held by Brandon Shepard back in 2018. Ben, are you keeping dry down there, my friend?
Well, I'm keeping dry. I'm making new friends down here. I'm learning a lot, and that's what we're going to do right now. We want to tell the racing community about Little Pink Houses of Hope. You've seen it on Carson Ferguson's race car, and we've got down to the nitty-gritty. We're going to find out all about it. We got Donald Bratcher down here, of course, Donald and his wife, beautiful wife, Gina. Donald's okay looking. Gina's gorgeous. They own Paylor Motorsports, and part of the namesake of that, Paige is down here with us. And Paige, your mom and your dad, they've put something together. You're a passionate part of us. How did you guys get involved in Little Pink Houses of Hope?
So about 8 years ago, Mom and Dad got asked to be sponsors for Little Pink Houses of Hope. And once they got in there and kind of seen what the organization does for families, sending them on retreats, they just knew it was going to be a big passion of ours. And so we've all just kind of started helping out. And now me and my dad are dancing this year. Mom danced in 2021, I believe. And so now we're trying to beat her $120,000 amount that she made. So yeah, we're very excited to do this year.
Now, I can't dance, and we're going to put him on the spot. Can your dad dance whatsoever?
He can do like the little moves like this, so it's working for us. It's awesome.
All right, before I get any further into that, let's not bury the lead. If somebody wants to donate to support your team, how can they do that?
They can either go online to littlepink.com and click on the donate button and then find Dad and I's name, Donald and Paige, or they can text DWTS to 71777 and they would take them directly to the link.
All right, we've talked about the retreats. We've got Janine here from Little Pink Houses of Hope. Janine, talk explicitly, please, on what led to the creation of the foundation and what your target is.
Oh, it's really easy. I was diagnosed when I was 39, way too young, and it quickly became evident that cancer affects the entire family. So what Little Pink does is we provide free week-long vacations for breast cancer patients and their families. So anyone listening out there who has breast cancer or knows somebody with breast cancer, tell them to apply because they could get a free week-long trip to really just hit the pause button on cancer treatment.
And this was established in what year?
We started in 2010, so we're 14 years old, and we do 25 retreats all over the United States. And we just put a huge loving embrace on cancer families during a really hard time.
We've got your mission. We've got how it's created. What is maybe the biggest thing you want people to watching this? You want them to know not only about the foundation, but the battle against breast cancer?
Yeah, you know, cancer is something that even if you have family that loves you and cares for you and friends, it's not the same as having people who are in the fight with you. And, you know, even on the shirt today, it says no one fights alone, and that's so true. But having other survivors and other families going through the same thing makes such a big difference. And that's why we created Little Pink, was to give them a safe space and a safe community to really go through this journey together with.
And if they jump online, they can find more information on the organization where?
Littlepink.org. Yep, littlepink.org.
Littlepink.org. Now, you told me you never get nervous, so I want to know if this dancing thing doesn't work out. Paige, do you think that you might want to be down here and be a full-time announcer?
I mean, I can do it, yeah.
All right, you've been coaching your dad up. Donald, you look nervous. You got one responsibility. What do you want to say to all these fine folks before we wrap up this interview?
Hey, if anyone out here has cancer or has a loved one with cancer, Carson Ferguson in car 93 is racing for you tonight. And if you want to put someone's name on the car tonight, you can go by the souvenir trailer, Carson Ferguson. For $5 minimum donation, you can put your name on this sticker. We will put it on the car, and it will be on there all this weekend and through the whole month of September.
Guys, what a great cause. Again, littlepink.org, Little Pink Houses of Hope. Go by and see the Carson Ferguson team this weekend. And who knows, if Donald is the best dancer in the competition, we might get him on Dancing with the Stars. I think we all would enjoy that. DJ and James, one of the many great foundations that the racing community is supporting.
It's awesome, man. And it's just a huge kudos to the folks involved for, everyone from Donald and Gina and Paige and just all the folks there for sharing the story, sharing the message, having it on the side of the race car. Donald for what he's, just tons and tons and tons of stuff, and I think the main point to drive home are two things: littlepink.org, number one, and number two, no one fights alone. And
right,
that's
and
awesome.
they as they said, they have retreats for cancer patients and all that, and that's just to get away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life. But yeah, great call. Stop down there and get the Carson Ferguson souvenir trailer down. $5.
Yes,
$5. I mean, hey, I'm probably going to do that tomorrow, and that's going to be great. And hey, for a worthy cause, no doubt about it, DJ, because cancer sucks.
Yeah,
I mean,
it does.
The
line I like
it's
to
affected
use
by everybody.
That comes from my good friend Steve Davis. Open up your hearts, and if the good Lord allows, open up your wallets as well. And certainly know that's not the case for everyone. But if you feel led to drop a little extra tip in the jar, so to speak, there is certainly no better place to donate than right there.
And again, that's going to be October the 5th, by the way. I guess it's a dance off or the Dancing with the Stars there in North Carolina. Donald and his daughter will be a part of that again. October the 5th there in North Carolina. So,
absolutely. Well, Carson Ferguson had a good run last night in our prelims here. Of course, we debuted the new format last night, James. Without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the highlights from the Thursday night action here at the Eldora Speedway. We had two 25-lappers. Of course, we ran the three shootouts for Group A and for Group B. And in the first one, Jonathan Davenport starting up front. He tagged the wall coming out of turn number 2. And after that, it was the Ryan Gustin show.
Hey, you thought with Davenport starting on the front row it would be over 2 nights in a row. Nope. Gustin led all the way in that one. And this second one was a dandy. Boy, Joseph Joyner in that new Capital, he looked strong early on, DJ.
Yeah, he absolutely did. He led the first several laps of this one last night before Hudson O'Neal right there, able to sneak around the outside and grab the lead. But it wasn't over just then as the Pyro accidentally going off on the back straightaway, by the way. Like, great shot there. They got it's just what happens. We get a little too excited too early. And Hudson O'Neal able to hang on and get a win on his birthday yesterday in the Thursday night prelims here at the Eldora Speedway. So there is the extremely busy midway, the area just off of turn number 1. Fans seeing the drone and waving at it back there. We're going to step aside here and thank some of the folks that make this broadcast a possibility. And when we come back, we will head down to the infield to the Kevin Kovac Memorial Note Center and hear from Media Center, and hear from Michael Rigsby and Randy Weaver. Don't go anywhere. It's the Friday portion of the 54th World 100, and it's live right here on FloRacing. Dave Poske's Performance Parts has been serving the Ohio River Valley and racers from all across the country since 1978, and they are the home to Hoosier Tire, Ohio Valley, and Octane Race Products. Stop in and shop all of the nation's top brands, including Winners Performance, Willwood Brakes, Bill Stein Shocks, Hyperco Springs, Maxima Race Oils, Impact Safety Equipment, along with hundreds of others. You can also visit Dave Poske's Performance Parts online at Poske.com as we ship UPS and truck freight daily. Dave Poske's Performance Parts, serving the Ohio River Valley and racers all across the country since 1978.
Hey race fans, picture this, a tap house with 46 taps where you make all the choices, paying by the ounce as you try all of your favorites on our unique self-serve pouring wall. Sure Shot Tap House offers something for everyone, from crafts, ciders, and seltzers to old favorite domestics, bourbon, and wine. Oh, and let's not forget our awesome beer-inspired food menu. So race fans, while at Eldora, be sure to check out the Sure Shot Tap House. Online at SureShotTapHouse.com, just right down the road in Greenville.
45 years of experience, Buzzy Racing has mastered the art of drivetrain specialties, spanning from dirt to asphalt tracks. You're not just a customer, but a valued member of our family, embraced by the tradition and passion embedded in every Buzzy build. We cover everything from rebuilding and selling drivetrain components, offering custom Buzzy parts, steering box services, and ensuring top-notch maintenance and support for braking systems. We are committed to excellence in helping racers maintain a competitive edge on the track. Get it Buzzy built.
Premier Health was first in the region. First emergency room, first ICU. We created the first ambulance in the air. We broke records. We made history. Our 110 years of experience were gained for this one split second.
We're going to take you to Miami Valley Hospital, okay?
We were granted level 1 trauma verification, the highest level of care for critically injured and sick patients. We treat patients that other hospitals can't. We are the most experienced. Premier Health.
Welcome back to Eldora Speedway and our live coverage of the 54th Annual World 100. I am Michael Rigsby inside the Infield Media Center at Eldora Speedway alongside the incomparable Randy Weaver. You liked that, didn't you? First time I think I've used incomparable for you, Randy.
First time you've called me that.
Like I said, I have Michael Rigsby, Randy Weaver alongside me. A little bit behind schedule tonight with those rain showers, Randy. We had about, I guess I'll say an hour and a half ago. Now, I do think that you see the pace trucks going around the track behind us there. They're working their way down. Randy, let's talk about the racetrack first. Listen, I'm just going to candidly say it. I've had more than a few drivers come up to me, and I guess they think I'm in charge of the track prep here at Eldora. Say, Rigsby, what the hell are we doing? Why are we going out there, et cetera, et cetera. I do believe that this racetrack will inevitably come in well tonight. But you know how this is, with all due respect to drivers, Randy Weaver, because you were one. They get a little anxious when the track starts this wet.
Yeah, because what happens is it changes the whole program. Everything you've had set up for your car, maybe your idea throughout the night, when to change, what to change, you can throw that out the window, because now we've picked up probably at least a half a second, if not more, of track speed, so that changes everything. Not only fighting the mud and tear-offs and everything else that comes with it, scraping mud. So it's not the perfect thing for them, but a little bit of rain here at this place, it actually will help the racing later on.
Well, they've got the right set of eyes on it. That's track owner Tony Stewart over there. I think that's turns 1 and 2 where he's sitting on his four-wheeler, directing those push trucks to stay off the top and get down to the bottom. People know Tim McCready is one of my favorite humans on the planet. He has been letting me have it for the last half hour, 45 minutes. I said, Timmy, I'm not in charge of the track prep. You watch. You know what's going to happen tonight. McCready's going to win one of these races tonight, Randy. That's how this always works.
If that happens, I assume you're going to go find him, right?
I will be the first one at that Rocket One hauler. Last night, the new format, so many guys, I think, were at least not worried, but maybe skeptical is the term I'd used. They kind of shared with you, Randy, today, night 1 in the books. Hey, we don't mind it that much, do we?
Yeah, it really went really well for a lot of people, and there's a couple of guys kind of got bit by it a little bit, but what now they know is, hey, that ain't that bad. We made it through it. Kind of like it because it's less laps, and you know, like you've always said, the cream comes to the top, and we ended up seeing the same people race for the wins, and it's just a different format. Puts that urgency in there, though. We did see that, but that's what all the fans are here to see. We don't want people riding and taking their time and just say, hey, I'm locked in. Let's work about 100 laps Saturday. It makes them race every lap.
There are some guys who need a good run after not having them last night. Shannon Bad, not particularly good last night. Brandon Shepard had that incident in his qualifier, of course. Jimmy Owens, Kevin Kovac was sharing with me earlier. Jimmy Owens had motor problems Wednesday, transmission problems yesterday, early in the night in qualifying, then came out and there was another issue. It's been a bevy of problems for the 20 car. He said he doesn't know what he's got and won't know what he's got until he gets on the track tonight. I'm not so sure, Randy, the racetrack may be as heavy as it's going to be, that's what you want to be telling yourself before you go out there tonight.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to test a lot of equipment. And, you know, the good thing is Jimmy, when he has had it going, he's been quick. Yeah. He's had some speed. So if he can just get his luck turned around, and then tonight, of course, being a whole different program for everybody, not that it really helps him, but it might throw the other guys that's been really good off a little.
A couple of other notes from last night. Manny Falcon, I honestly didn't know with Manny, and he's a great dude, if he was doing a bit or not last night. He's in the throwback, the best of the throwback Bloomquist wraps, Randy. He gets here way late, checks that Scott Bloomquist box. He then weighs in light at the scales and checks that Scott Bloomquist box. He told our own Tim Truex, hey, none of this was on purpose. He feels like he's the Daniel Day-Lewis of the method acting here. Like, he has to be doing this on purpose. He said he wasn't. It's pretty wild that he did both those things if he wasn't trying to do them last night.
Yeah, and, to me, if he was doing it on purpose, that's just pretty cool.
I like them both,
yeah,
right?
I like it either way. And as long as we don't throw a green in the heat and starts raining in turn one, I'll say he done the rest of it on purpose.
Ryan Gustin gets the victory last night. His best crown jewel finish here ever is 8th. His best overall finish is 6th. He did win that race for guys that had never won a race here. He said he doesn't count that. I still think it wins. He crossed the checkered first. Interesting note on that, and Kevin Kovac shared this with me as well. Gustin really, as you see Manny Falcon's throwback Bloomquist car there, Gustin really sat down with Jonathan Davenport at Cedar Lake and had a couple of beers with him and picked his brain exclusively about Eldora and how to get around Eldora. I'm not so sure if I'm Jonathan Davenport and I've got the keys to this kingdom, I'd be handing out those answers, but it seemed to work. Gustin comes here 1 month later and wins an Eldora race. JD might need to put that under lock and key, Randy.
Well, there's a couple of things. If JD is going to open up and say anything about this place, you need to pay attention. And, I don't drink anymore, but I would have to just to hear. I just want to know the secret, So it's cool that those guys entrusted each other enough to do it, but Gustin has had a heck of a year. They've got a really good team put together. It seems like him and that new chassis is really working well together. So I wouldn't give him too many more pointers because it looks like he paid attention.
I'm telling you what, if he wins on Saturday night, JD may never speak to Ryan Gustin again. One last note, too. If you take out the COVID year of 2020 when they had the no fans events, 10 of the last 11 crown jewels, speaking of Jonathan Davenport, 10 of the last 11 here have been won by Brandon Overton or Jonathan Davenport, both Georgia boys. Yep. That's a really unbelievable stat. And even if you count the COVID year, JD won one of those, so I think it's like 11 out of 13 or 11 out of 12 if you don't. So either way, it's amazing what those two Southeastern drivers have done here.
It's very amazing. And one good point to that, both of those guys that drove the 116 car. So at least I know who can drive. But no.
You're pretty good at identifying talent. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. But no, the thing is, like the other night I was talking, when you started writing down the stats before we went on to talk about it, I'm telling you, in my era growing up and wishing to even be able to come here and watch a race, it was Bloomquist, Moyer, Moran. Yeah. And JD has come in here and just blowed by that so fast that you don't even really recognize what he has done. Yeah. And then when you write it down and actually go over it and look at the stats just like you did then,
double check it, right?
Yeah, like, is that correct? I mean, somebody's got to make a mistake. But no, that just shows you, and he's young enough to keep it going. So very interesting to see how far it goes.
We do have one night of points complete. Let's take a look at the top 20 in points headed into night number 2. Reminder, the lineups will be set based on the best, or not the best of, your combined points from nights 1 and 2, and then we will spin the inversion wheel. So we'll set the lineups, and then we'll reshuffle them, Randy, when we set the inversion wheel. Speaking of the guy from Evans, Georgia, Brandon Overton, Tim McCready, Bobby Pierce, Ryan Gustin, Hudson O'Neal, Kyle Strickler, Garrett Smith, impressive in 7th, Ethan Dotson, Devin Moran, and Chris Madden. That G.R. Smith ride is coming home in 10th. And 11 through 20 look like this.
And notice the 49's not on the front page.
But there he is on page 2. He is at number 12. Dale McDowell, Jonathan Davenport, Joseph Joyner, the Squirrel Brian Shirley, all the way down through Will Harrington, RTJ. Still chasing these guys a little bit. He's been a little over his Eldora skis, not quite landing the plane here the last couple times. And Carson Ferguson had a good run Wednesday, had a top 6 last night. He is 20th overall. We'll see how that all shakes down. None of that matters that much until we get done with night number 2. Push truck's getting a little bit closer. Randy, eyeball it. What do you think? How much time seeing that aerial shot? How much time till the first car's on the track?
I'd say 30 to 40 minutes.
You're still 30. DJ's been telling me 30 or 40 for the last hour. Well, I trust you a little more.
I think he's up there just rewinding. So, no, I really think to give it a fair chance, and because they need to go all the way to the bottom, obviously, but then they need to come back up and work the top half. And that'll just give these guys a little bit of stability. I mean, you don't want nobody to go out there and tear something up in hot laps. So.
Yeah, I certainly don't want that blue 1 car to have anything happen in hot laps.
You'll have to leave the premises.
Producer Tiffany just told me in my ear they just blew the 10-minute horn.
Now, I want to explain to everybody, there is such thing as hot laps, and then there's such things as just going around the race.
Pre-hot laps, right?
Yeah, because this ain't going to be hot laps right now. But anyway, it's part of you got to do it, and when the track comes in, where we're going to get the benefit is feature times tonight. The racetrack was awesome last night, but now they've had a little extra help, and it'll be really good tonight.
Cool temperatures tomorrow, too. Mid-60s should only help with that. Randy Weaver and I will be here after the race tonight for about a 10 to 15-minute post-race show to wrap everything up on night number 2 of our 54th annual World 100 coverage live from Eldora Speedway. We're about 10 to 12 to 15 minutes away from hot laps. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back with DJ and James up in the tower. Hopefully DJ's over the 30 to 40 minutes and not rewind it again. Yeah. DJ and James after the break.
Welcome back to night number 2 of the 54th World 100 here at Eldora. 10-minute horn has sounded. World-famous Eldora pack trucks wrapping up a track packing session here.
We are.
And
the skies are lightening up.
The skies are lightening up. Things are
not with
looking
lightning
good.
like we had on the backstretch last night with 7 laps to go.
That's exactly right. Hey, a lot of good upcoming stuff here on FloRacing, James. Of course, Castrol FloRacing Night in America at I-75 next Thursday. We talked yesterday about Brett Deo's Short Track Super Series and the Fonda 200 3-day event coming up next weekend. Kubota High Limit at Lernerville for a 2-day show next weekend. The Lucas Oil Late Model Nationals at Knoxville in 2 weeks, where we'll lock in the championship 4 and, of course, 4 Crown Nationals right back here at Eldora. That is just an incredibly small sample size of what's coming up here on Flow. As always, for all the latest scheduling information, floracing.com/events for all of that information. By the way, I just scanned the QR code during that commercial break. I just bought myself a brand new FloRacing hoodie, James. You can do the same.
I hope you get it by tomorrow because
within 3 business days. I did priority shipping. There it is.
Priority shipping.
You can get all of that and more. Scan the QR code.
Right?
That's right. That's right. Even your flip phone, even your BlackBerry can scan that QR code.
That's right.
Even your BlackBerry can scan it. ShopFlowSports.com for all of the latest FloRacing merchandise, and you can get the exact same apparel that you see us wear on the air. You can wear it around. You can fool your family and tell them that you are a FloRacing employee.
Does it work on the Pennsylvania Turnpike at the toll road? Does it work? Does anything work on that?
There is nothing that works on that. There is nothing at all that works there. But you know what does work is there are really cool interviews. And we had an opportunity earlier to catch up with a really cool dude. Of course, Manny Falcon has known and worked with Scott Bloomquist for a long, long time. He's, of course, running that Zero throwback paint scheme here this weekend. And we had a chance to catch up with Manny a little earlier today and just talk about Scott the Rap and what the Zero car means to him.
You know, a few weeks ago, we lost a legend in our sport, Scott Bloomquist, and we would, thinking there might not be another Zero here, but Manny Falcon is going to tell us his story, why he has the Zero here, the retro-looking Scott Bloomquist car. And Manny, I know it's been a tough week for, inner sport with no Scott Bloomquist here, but just how did this all come together? Because it's a pretty special wrap, and everybody's been talking about it on the internet, and it's looks sharp and makes me feel like I'm a 4th grade Derek Kessinger again.
Yeah, no, I mean we after Scott's flip or whatever, he had called me that night, of course, real early, 3 in the morning, and he asked me if he could drive one of my sweet cars that I had left. Naturally, he knew that I had the only 2 left that I guess were raceable in a short amount of time, and so I told him yeah, and we made this wrap here due to the fact I told him the only payment I wanted was I was 7 years old when I took my first picture with him, and we were in Queen City, and he unloaded his race car. It was halfway up the lift gate here, and he's standing on that side. I said, "Mr. Scott, can I take a picture?" And he says, Tommy Hicks was with him, and he said, "Tommy, let the gate down." And the car was covered up, unloads it, pulls the tarp off, and we took that picture. And I said, "Let's just, you can pay that 7-year-old back with the wrap that you had on it then." And Scott was real adamant about, all these people on this car meant something to him. And naturally, you can see that it's not all sponsors that are still were with him or whatever, but it was people that meant something to him. And I said, Scott, I said, let's just make a wrap that is friends and people that got you where you are. And he just was ate up about it, loved it. I mean, and we designed this, and he passed away, and I had made him a promise. He was real big about promises that there'd be a Zero car here no matter what. And so I talked to Ariel about it, because I mean, it's like, obviously my career accomplishment is running more B mains probably than anybody here. So is there a man in these pits that deserves to drive this? Hell no, not one. There isn't one, and we'll never be one. But Scott was more than a friend to me, and if I tell somebody something, as long as I'm pumping blood through my heart, that's what I'm going to do. And I asked Ariel. She was the only person I was worried about, and I said, "What do you think?" She said, "No, I think Daddy would want you to. She said, you just got to promise me one thing. I said, oh, God. I said, what is that, Ariel? She said, you got to be late. So
you were late, but not on your own doing, though.
Yeah, no, we had left.
Maybe some Bloomquist mojo came down from the outer the heavens or the outer forces, wherever he's at.
Yeah, heaven for sure is where he's at, and he I guess got my truck to start losing air pressure about halfway here, and we worked on it till about 4 in the morning, got back going, and I just laughed because I said, well, he wasn't letting me be early, which if anybody knows me, I'm not early anyway, and I was trying to break the stride there, which I guess I'll just forget about that. I won't ever try to be early. He always told me, he said, as long as you make the race and you're there to race, you're right on time. So we're right on time. We made it. Maybe a little late for everybody else is doing, but no. Then we get here and we're light on the scales after qualifying. This car went to Fairbury weeks ago and nothing has changed. Steve Arpin and them built it at Longhorn 100%. This is the one car in my life I did not touch a single thing on. The only thing we changed is put this wrap on it from Fairbury to here. It was 23.75 3 times at Fairbury. Pull up on the scales and we were 23.40. And I'm sitting in the car like, all right, Scott, come on, man, give me a break. They back me off, pull it back, 23.40. So I'm all to pieces in the car, you know, and the guy, I don't know the man's name, but whoever runs the scales, he was kind of looking at me, I guess, thinking, oh, this guy's going to be mad, right? And I just laughed and threw my hands up like I guess wouldn't have it any other way. So, yeah, I don't know. It's my main goal is you know, not just a sport, but the world needs a lot more positivity in it and a lot less negativity. And if I can do one thing here this weekend is to put some positive on the most negative thing our sport's ever experienced.
Yeah, it was just an unfortunate deal, but just one quick thing. I just want to get your thoughts on like what this weekend without Scott. We're getting into the Friday, we're getting to the World 100 tomorrow, and then all that service and all that stuff's going on. Just what his lasting legacy at this place. Particularly, it was the first time he's not here. It's going to be a eerie feeling. I feel like tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I told Dylan. I said when I pulled on the racetrack with the car, I said, I mean, I've been here probably, I guess, 4 or 5 times with Scott, and then we won the Dream together here. It's probably the most weird feeling of my entire life. I said, like, I don't know that I could even hear the motor running. I so much going through my mind, but one thing I can assure everybody, he's here. 100% critiquing for sure me and everybody else that has been around him and not okay with the way we're doing it, and we could do it just a little bit better. And and I think everybody just needs to be a lot more positive and hell with the negativity and just have a good time. Like our goal with this thing, I said, Scott, we're gonna go throw down like it's 2000 again. I said, we're going to have a good time, and that's what he'd want to do. He'd love having a good time.
Well, just great words and a powerful interview right there. And now is probably as good a time as any to remind the folks here on the grounds about the Scott Bloomquist Celebration of Life tomorrow. Now, the gates will open at 10 a.m. Doors will be closed prior to that to allow crews time to clean up from Friday, etc. One incredibly important note. Anyone attending Scott's Celebration of Life tomorrow, you are asked to be here and be seated by 11:45 a.m. The service will start after that. It will be streamed live here on FloRacing. It'll be streamed on our social media outlets. That way you do not have to have a Flo subscription just to watch. But again, those of you here on the grounds, the biggest ask by both the Millard family chapels and the Bloomquist family, they ask your respect to please, please, please be here and seated by 11:45 so that they do have time to escort the family in, get the family seated in their appropriate places, and get that service started at exactly noon. A ticket is not required for entry, and the service will take place right here in front of the main grandstands. It will last approximately 1 hour, and then we will clear the gates for the grand reopening at 2 p.m. here tomorrow.
I just want to say thank you, Manny Falcon, for what you've done. That is an awesome tribute there, and Yes, and again, everybody needs to be here. And again, if you've got reserved tickets there, you don't have to have any reserved tickets. You can just sit wherever you want to. You're on the main straightaway. So, as you said, at 11:30, they need to be here.
That's right, yes. Please be here by 11:30 and be seated by 11:45. First group
Look
of
at
cars
this.
rolling on the track. But, James, first off, this is Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Please, 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 I want to show the world. No, it is working, Tiffany. Don't you tell me that in my ear. Please look at that.
What are you going to show me?
Look at last night's standings. Look at last night's standings. I mean,
out of how many?
Well, at least 16.
Well, you had a 5-way tie for 4th.
By a toenail.
Is that James Huff? J.L. Huff?
No.
Slow motion 747 Surefire, and I'm him 1155.
You are?
Well, no, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Where did I end up at? I don't think I
saw OU.
What about for tonight? What do you have anything for tonight?
Oh, I've got my lineup set for tonight. I
Is that
did not.
tentative, or does that change?
Oh no, it's my starter lineup. No, I get I gotta have my starter coffee in the morning, and then your actual coffee. I did have my 4 shots of espresso in my latte again this morning.
We have not gotten any Oreos the last 2 nights.
It's amazing when the place that makes money off the more coffee and shots they sell question your order, and I've watched that happen multiple days with Dustin this week. The coffee shop does not. They wrote Psycho on his cup yesterday, James.
Ben, every Walmart and Dollar General within 50 miles of Eldora is out of Oreos because they're all up here. Thanks to everybody for on it.
Damn this war.
We have got cookies, we've got Oreos, we had a block of cheese, crackers, and pickles brought up to us. We had Scooby snacks, Ben, literal Scooby snacks brought up to us.
Oreos?
We've got 7 packages of Oreos. Birthday cake.
I was going to buy you one of the Bear Hollow carvings.
You should have. There was one of my dog out there.
James, after everything you told me up there, you ought to buy him Jenny Craig. I mean, the guy's going to gain 87 pounds this week.
There was the biggest. There was a longhorn, they carved it, a longhorn.
No, not a chassis.
No, Steve Arpin did not win the bid. $4,400.
For a new longhorn?
No. That'd been nice. When Arpin would have not liked that probably. But yeah, it's a carving of a
they made a wood carving of longhorns.
Longhorns,
okay.
Yes.
And it went for $4,400?
$4,400. And all the proceeds go to the Tony Stewart Foundation.
When did you get outbid?
Well,
when did you drop out of that?
Well, I was talking to my friend from Iowa. We're talking about Knoxville in a few weeks, and we're just sitting there chatting. And they thought I bid on the Eldora Speedway bench. Which
did you?
For like 50. Well, no, I didn't. But
can't hide money, James.
But all the proceeds, and they're going to do it again tomorrow.
That's right.
They're doing carvings right now. Bear Hollow carvings. They're out of French Lick, Indiana. I thought Larry Bird was the only guy from French Lick, Indiana, right? And we got Bear Hollow carvings.
Hey, by the way, 50-50, you see it there on the video board. Winner's share is about $15,000. If you have already bought a 50-50 ticket, now might be the time to buy another. With that rain delay that we had, this pushed us back a little bit. Bless you.
Excuse me, sorry.
This 50-50 is going to be very, very big tonight. Also, don't forget that phone service can sometimes be a struggle here, so we have got Wi-Fi. That is right. We have moved into the 21st century, baby. We've got Wi-Fi available in all the spectator areas. Just $2.99 for 24 hours.
You didn't give them your password or anything, did you?
No. Although I do know yours. I think yours is.
Well, yeah, but that's for third round.
His is Jim Curry 7. We've established this.
It's password 1, actually.
Yeah, and by the way, the last 2 nights on 50-50, those were claimed. I believe a gentleman from New York won here on Wednesday night, and we had last night's claimed as well.
How about that?
Which was over 20K last night. Right?
Dirty Grass Soul. By the way, Dirty Grass Soul playing tonight after the races. How about the crowd for the Dukes of Country last night?
Not the Dukes of Hazzard, but the Dukes of Country was awesome.
I'm not exaggerating when I told people it's probably the biggest post-race crowd I've seen for one of those shows in, I bet, 15 years. I mean, it was just an absolutely massive crowd.
And it was singing Islands in the Stream when we were leaving. How ironic we were talking about that.
They were playing Islands in the Stream when you and I left last night, and I had to chuckle a little bit.
We could have got up on stage and done a little karaoke, but anyway.
Yes.
All right, so the first group of hot laps on the track, there's the 25, the current Mars points leader, Jason Fager out of Bloomington, Illinois, in the Corrosion X Titan Industries entry. Tanner English out there, the Coleman Farms entry out of Benton, Kentucky. Ken Robinson at the Chad Stapleton Talon Center Performance Entry. Kai Blight, who'll be our first qualifier tonight. The Paul Stubber Bar 31 entry rocking right now here in hot laps. Is again going to pick up. And that rain shower lasted how long?
It's hard to say. It was off and on.
It was off and on, but
it rained. It wasn't hard. It was a light but steady rain for, I don't know, 30 minutes, maybe 45, and then it rained again for 10, 15 minutes there a little bit later on. So, but Billy Moyer told me once nobody waters a racetrack like Mother Nature. Hey, there is Just Dan. It's his birthday today, by the way, or Dan Just, rather. Happy birthday to FloRacing's own Dan Just, celebrating a birthday today.
Any driver's birthday. It was you and Hudson O'Neill yesterday.
Yes, it was.
Both of you were winners, right?
Yeah. I was a winner because I was here. I mean,
congratulations.
All there is to it. Yes, thank you. Thank you. By the way, Dirt Racing Outreach, their service will be tomorrow in its usual time slot at 2 p.m., and it'll be in the white tent behind the old Baltus house, just up off the turn 4 entrance here at Eldora. So Brother Russ Ward and the great folks with Dirt Racing Outreach doing that service, and that is open for anyone, non-denominational service, and that is again Saturday at 2 p.m. in the white tent up behind the old Baltus house.
Well, there's Chris Ferguson, the Team Zero Bloomquist car, the Patriot Beat Processing. Live Oak Aesthetic Dentistry for his father, Brian Conard. That is sharp. I tell you, with a lot of just fantastic wraps this weekend.
It's funny. I joke with someone, and I think I mentioned this on the air the other night. For several years, Dirt on Dirt had the best appearing car award for the special wrap of the weekend. He had like 5 guys do it. Dirt on Dirt stops doing the award, and now you've got 45 guys that do it, which is awesome. I love it.
Awesome. I think did not Jeep Van Wilmer won one year, right? He won the Spider-Man design.
I saw Jeep last night at the end of the night.
Well, we saw him in the Love Tunnel.
Yeah,
as well.
Jeep may not remember seeing me, but I saw him last night at the end.
He said he was going to be here. He said he's going to race.
Well, he's here. Yeah, he's not ready. The only racing he was doing was to pay off his tab at the concession stand.
Gerald Van Wormer Jr.
There's Stormy Scott. There is Austin Kirkpatrick in the 11. He's made the world, by the way, once back.
His AK race car is his own design car.
Back in 2020. Well, what was the rescheduled 2020?
He's still got Barbarino's on there, doesn't he?
Barbarino's Pizza, Race Engine,
Race Engines,
and Asian Spa. Yes, that's only on the weekends, as Ben says. That's what it says. That's what it says right there on the decals.
It does.
So you can, well, never mind.
How about Kent Robinson and Chad Stapleton? They've got Kent's J. Dickens under the hood.
I mean, when I think total chaos, I think Mild Maynard, Kent Robinson. Right?
Dude, you do. There's another former Eldora track champion along with Kent Robinson. There's Devin Gilbert, the current points leader at Brownstown Speedway. Tanner English in the 96 car. But he had a top 5 here a year ago, right?
Yes.
On the World 100.
Yeah, he did, and that was
he has been there very few times, by the way, in the past.
You nailed it. I was just going to say, I mean, last year was the very first year that he even made the World 100, Tanner English.
Mike Barger out of Corbin, Kentucky, the 316 car. Stormy Scott right down to Category 5, Las Cruces, New Mexico, 17-133. There's Oakley Johns trying to make it in his first World 100 tomorrow night.
So worth noting that the track record here at Eldora has held steady for 6 years now, and it happened in October of 2018. It was one of the rescheduled World 100s. It was the year that the whole weekend got wiped out.
Right.
And they had to run it the second weekend of October. Brandon Shepard, 14761 is the late model track record here.
I'll never forget that Saturday we got up. It was Friday or Saturday, and it was snowing. It was 36, and I was like, man, it's just October. But, yeah, the remnants of a hurricane came through here, knocked it out in September. We came back in October, and it was definitely one of the coldest World 100s I've been a part of.
I'm not too sure that it wasn't snowing in September on that Friday morning when we woke up.
It was something, guys.
It was snowing or sleeting. We're not sure which.
Combo of the two. I want to ask Randy Weaver. Randy, you're watching the racetrack right now, and they're trying to push it up. As a driver, as a team owner, what do you see now when you look out there? Uh-oh. Is a turned on microphone? Oh, no, Tiffany.
That's his first time.
Here we go. We're going to give him my mic. Tiffany, guys, Randy's mic, not to the house.
That's how they keep me quiet. They just take the batteries out, I guess. But no, right now the racetrack course is super slimy, still wet, and I still say it's going to take a long time to get it moved up, but it'll eventually get up there, and hopefully it'll be really, really good for all the features tonight.
By the way, we mentioned 108 cars, DJ, enter here tonight. It equals the most since 2014. When there was 120. We had 108 back in 2016. So in 10 years, that equals the highest car count.
That's cool.
108, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is good stuff.
Brian Shirley, I mean, that's a Team Zero car, and that's Bob Cullen Enterprises, of course, and Durham Power under the Thompson Express car. Boy, what a streak he had there in August, right, with the World of Outlaw Series, winning 3 in a row. There's Carson Brown in the Pay Cafe number 28 car. His first time here at Eldora was Sunday night for the Baltus Classic. Randall Edwards turning the wrenches on that car.
He's got a win this year at 5 Flags Speedway in a pro late
Still
model.
doing some asphalt racing as well. So
I thought I saw some of the off-road trucks recently as well for that group.
Former Delk Marler developmental driver, right?
That is right. Very good.
We miss Mikey Marler, and I'm sure he's getting ready for Knoxville, right? Nobody's won Knoxville more than Mike Marler 3 times, and we'll see him in a couple of weeks. There is Kyle Strickler, and it's hard to believe this is only his 4th race of the year, and he's up there in the points after last night in that Longhorn number 8, and there is the guy that, well, I think last night gave a lot of drivers a little hope that he can be beat. He got 3rd in the opening 25-lapper, but we'll see how it goes tonight, DJ.
Yeah, and starting
12th in the points.
Yeah, starting the outside front row as well to Jonathan Davenport. And there's a former Dirt Late Model Dream winner. New driver, the Barry Wright Icon House car out of Carpentersville, Illinois. That is Dennis Erb Jr., 11-time World 100 starter, runner-up in this race back in 2016.
We remember Barry Wright and Scott Bloomquist.
Yes.
They were good friends, and Ronnie Johnson, right? They had the team cars there in the mid-90s. Ronnie Johnson, 2-time DTWC winner. Dennis Erb Jr. in that Barry Wright. Former Dirt Late Model Dream winners you mentioned, former World of Outlaw Series. 101 for his Trent, the Service 101 car. He's got the Driven to Save Lives on the front in memory of Brian Clausen. You see that coming around the corner here to donate for that.
Yep,
He's out of Morristown, Tennessee.
Everybody can make a difference right there. Just by being an organ donor, you too can save some lives. And Brian Clausen's Chasing 200 available for viewing on FloRacing as well.
Incredible. It's incredible.
I mean, I've watched it like 3 times. Yeah. And I think I tear up the end of it every single time, man. It's really, really good. Love the Canadian flag wrap on Ricky Weiss's number 7. By the way, tomorrow, of course, for pre-race ceremonies, is there anything as cool in all of dirt late model racing, maybe all of racing in general, than when the drivers come out and carry their home state or country flags?
Absolutely. And of course, we'll have are we doing rookies? I assume we're doing rookies as well.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of them, a lot of 16, 17-year-old drivers here for the first time. Ryan Gustin right there in that Todd Cooney throwback for his car owner. Todd, if you're watching, I'm sure you are. Wishes, and the goodwill wishes. He had some heart procedure a week or so ago, and I'm sure we'll see him in Knoxville in a few weeks.
Todd's a good dude, man.
I was actually hearing Todd is here in the souvenir trailer.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
Signing autographs.
Yeah, last night I said, we can't wait to get you back to the track. It was that fast. I got a text. They said, man, he's in the souvenir trailer. I said, okay.
That's good.
Welcome back, Todd Cooney.
Absolutely. Still stormy. Scott Ben, 17-133. Jason Fager, 17-419 here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. Tanner English and Devin Gilpin. There's Jonathan Davenport, Clements Power under the hood of that Nutrient Ag Solutions AUC warranty. For Lance and Darla Landers, Corey Fostbed, Zach Houston on the crew.
Todd Cooney, Kevin Kovac says, ran from the souvenir trailer all the way down to Victory Lane last night. So that
well, I'm sure his heart doctor probably didn't like that too well. His cardiologist.
Oh man.
I talked to Todd back at he was at East Bay. They were trying to get Moyer in the car then. Of course, Moyer now with Landers there last weekend. A good run for Billy Moyer. Surprised he's not here. I wish he was.
Well, he
second and third last week.
I'll let Ben chime in after this about the text he got from Billy Moyer yesterday afternoon. It was
it was well wishes. last night I get a text from Billy Moyer and it says, "Happy birthday, buddy." And it meant a lot to me, but it was definitely not my birthday. It was DJ's. And I just hope that he knew he was sending it to me and not DJ. Maybe he's had our names reversed in the phone, but no, it was very sincere. And I tell you what, as a kid growing up in the stands, I love everything about Billy Moyer texting happy birthday. And man, I tell you what, we hate not having him here, and hopefully we get him back here next year. You just never know where Moyer's going to show up anymore.
Well, he was good last weekend in MLRA, right? He had a second third place finish.
Yeah, and he had an interest in being here, and he said just the way the tire rolls and everything felt, they just couldn't be ready. But hopefully we'll see Mr. Smooth back here before long. Hey, he's been to victory lane this year, guys, so he's still racking them up.
He's got the Dirt Track World Championship coming up here the 18th, 19th, and 20th.
Absolutely.
Carl Schwartz Dirt Track World Championship. Tickets on sale now, EldoraSpeedway.com.
By the way, Jason Lloyd, you are parked blocking a driveway. Your car must be moved immediately. Jason Lloyd, where you are parked, you are blocking a driveway, and that vehicle must be moved or it will be towed, and we will not tell you where it's being towed to.
Maybe he has an Amazon delivery or something. What's going on? There's Donald McIntosh, the Spring and Southern Nationals champion this year for Billy Hicks in the H&H car. There's Chris Madden. The Victory Circle Auto Sales Brickhouse Tavern entry for G.R. Smith. And Chris Madden out of Great Court, South Carolina. Of course, well, they're parked down there with Thornton. Ricky Arnold, who also helps on the crew with RTJ. He's doing the crew chief duties this weekend. Chris will return with RTJ in Knoxville.
I was going to say he's doing the crew chief duties for RTJ. There's Devin Moran. Broke the Moran family curse here back at the Dirt Late Model Dream by grabbing a prelim win. And he would love nothing more than to be standing on the Eldora Victory stage at the end of the night tomorrow night.
What a year he's had. I mean, this is the best year he's ever had. You and I have watched him grow up, and he's third into Lucas Oil points. He's got a couple of big wins this year. And he won a preliminary night here at the Dream. There's Daniel Hilsebeck. Good to have him back here. He's the Manning Chiropractic 22. Yes, Ben, Mike?
Yeah, man, we were just getting Weaver dialed in down here. He's ready for hot laps. He's back, guys. Randy Weaver is back.
Weaver is back.
Little engine heat. He's ready to rock.
Thank you. It's Daniel Hilsebeck. And he's been out since June. He ran last week at Farley. He's run the last now third night here at Eldora. There's Will Harrington. What a great job he did on that first 25 lapper last night, DJ. His best career finish here at Eldora, fourth in his own number 14 car. There's Ashton Winger in the Jeff Matthews Racing entry.
And he went to a backup car after the Castrol FloRacing Night in America show on Wednesday night. 17 S Brendan Smith out of Dade City, Florida. Another one of the young up-and-comers in racing, the 18-year-old Durham-powered rocket chassis for the Total Claim Source Big Daddy's Cattle Jim Pacino trucking entry. There's Shannon Babb, got his first win of the year.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
Yeah, last week at Fairbury.
I thought Blaze Burwell had it, didn't you?
I thought he
had it. And Blaze Burwell, he's a good up-and-coming driver out of Mount Vernon, Illinois. But Shannon Babb, that thrilling victory in the last lap at Fairbury in the Mars race last Saturday night. There's Bobby Pierce, the Prairie Dirt Classic winner on the last lap, right?
Yes,
over
that's
Nick
right.
Hoffman, the #1 ranked dirt late model driver in the nation. He has not won this race since 2016. And there's Seth Daniels. It's only his second full year in an open late model out of Jackson, Ohio. And Devin Moran right now, top of the Dirt Draft speed chart, DJ.
Yep, 1.6378. You have until the start of the first heat race to set those DirtDraft.com fantasy lineups as well. If you do not play, I encourage it. It's a lot of fun. And it's only, I think, $5.99, $6.99 a month. And honestly, I spend less money on that than I do on DraftKings every month.
Hey guys, one thing to keep an eye on as well, Bobby Pearson, 32. Again, last night when he got at the completion of the night, felt a vibration throughout the night. They said they changed the transmission, the drive shaft, went through kind of those bottom half pieces. If he's going to find out real quick, I'm going to jog back there and ask him how everything felt. Seems that maybe that alleviated the problem, but something to keep our eye on here early on.
Mike Norris, have you talked to Mike Norris today? Are we okay on everything on that? Are we good to go on that?
Yeah, I would say Michael Norris is ready to go in car 72. I did not get a chance to talk to him, though. I apologize.
If you need more info, go to Ancestry.com, right?
Hey, let me tell you who is ready to go. And I feel like there's some nepotism. Rome, Georgia's Mario Gresham, you have a Randy Weaver shirt on. How much did he pay you to wear this?
This was a surprise. Somebody else paid me to wear this.
Oh, man. So where did it come from?
No, actually, we were looking for some Randy merch the other day, and me and Jenny were talking about it, so we got on eBay. There was a shirt right there. Maybe Arkansas.
RandyMerch.com. Did you buy this from Jack Sullivan? This feels like something Jack Sullivan would have.
Yeah, well, it was the only one we could find, and it was in a thrift store of all places.
Well, Randy, it was probably an antique store. So, Randy Weaver, what about this Mario wearing one of your shirts here?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I got to meet Mario and all of his crew. They came and bought a truck and trailer from me, and I've been keeping up with him ever since, and his wife keeps that TikTok going pretty good. So I always get to keep up in 60 seconds at a time.
Well, Mario, how bad do you want to get here and race?
I didn't hear you.
How bad do you want to get here to race for the first time?
Oh, I want to. We ran the million here. We didn't make the show, but we made laps. And I told Jeannie earlier, my wife, that we're not going to come back without a car. One or the other.
Well, he's here with the Weaver shirt. Next time he comes back with a car, Rome, Georgia's Mario Gresham here supporting Randy Weaver. Guys, there's going to be no living with the dream after this.
We need to get Randy Weaver merchandise on the Shop Flow Sports.
We do.
Website, you know.
We do. He owns half of Crossville, Tennessee, right? I mean, basically, he owns enough land and buildings down there.
Yes, he does.
There is Manny Falcon, the Pine Grove, Louisiana driver. There's Tyler Carpenter, the Kryptonite number 28 car, the holder in construction entry.
How about Tyler Carpenter,
Is he feeling better today? We have a health update.
I do not.
Was it kidney stones?
Yes.
Kidney stones?
Well, I know that as part of the Miss Eldora's shtick, he went out in the campgrounds with them to say hello to and take pictures with race fans. So that's kind of cool.
There's his dad, Freddie Carpenter. Oh, whoa, well, that was close. Freddie Carpenter, the Kryptonite House car. They're the C4. Also out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. How about Garrett Smith in that new Longhorn? Number 10 for his dad, Scott Smith, the Atlanta Paving. 15823, the world famous Cadillac Ranch.
Have you ever been to the world famous Cadillac Ranch?
No, I've never driven a Cadillac. Have you?
I don't know that there's actual Cadillacs there, James. It might be. I mean, it's world famous.
Maybe
a Beaver shirt.
Maybe his dad Scott's the one that bought the giant long horns that the wood carvers did for the world famous Cadillac
Guys,
Ranch.
I was going to register RandyMerch.com, but according to Mario Gresham, that's the last shirt in existence that Randy's Weaver's name's on. So we need some new merch being printed. Maybe Race Ranch can help us out.
Yeah, sure. We always need more 116s, don't we?
That's right.
Don't you love the inserts there?
Yes, the mud plugs.
Yes, the mud plugs on Nick Hoffman's car. Bobby, what did Bobby had his lit up the other night, right?
His were some sort of reflective, I don't know.
Zach Mitchell at issue there in the special needs schools of Gwinnett, Coleman Farms 57. Zach currently 4th in the at the front point standing.
Yes, he is.
And
good job. He's also a four-time, I said Southern All-Stars. That's not true. Ultimate Southeast champion.
Hey guys, real quick on the race prep here, the racetrack is one thing that's interesting is that we had that much rain and they rolled it in with the pack trucks. Then we got the cars out there to try to work it in. But this thing is going to be so fast in a little bit, hopefully by qualifying, because of it is still staying packed together and really smooth. And that's the most best condition you could get to maybe chase that track record, because this place of all places is so fast that you can't have it to be choppy, and that always shows up on the entrance of the corners. And I'm looking at turn 1 right now, and then on the screen going into 3 where it's usually dug out, it is really, really smooth. So I ain't for sure we'll get to the 14s, but it's going to be low 15s for sure.
And also, Randy, it's about 15 to 20 degrees cooler than it was here yesterday, the last couple of days, right?
Yeah, I know. I was hoping DJ got on there and ordered me a hoodie too, but I didn't hear him say that. So it's definitely cooler down here. I'm already fixing to hunt me something to put on, but I've just picked up on that, how smooth the racetrack is laying down. with all that moisture, and all that does is equal grip and equal speed.
You know what he's going to look for? He's going to go get Mario's Randy Weaver t-shirt, put that on, layer up. Hey, we'll get an update from Zach Mitchell down here. We'll get an update shortly. I can tell you last night Tanner English talked to them, and it was the jack shaft knocked them out last night. Tanner was running in a transfer spot, and it ended his night early. And the Coltman Farms racing team had a little meeting on the front straightaway last night discussing strategy after the race with Brett Coltman, Tanner English, and Zach Mitchell. We'll try to get an update on Mitchell as soon as we can.
And trouble for Robbie Hensley as well, guys.
The 3-time Florence Speedway track champion is going to get a push back to his pit stall. His nephew, Michael Robert Hensley, the crew chief on that car.
I talked to him yesterday, Michael, and he said, man, they have not had, Robbie went through a couple years earlier, won heat races on prelim nights, qualified well. And he said, since about the last 5 years, he said, we have just not had any luck here at Eldora at all.
Well, and he put everything up for sale a couple of weeks ago, and everybody went wild on that one. They're just downsizing. They're downsizing. They don't need a big rig.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to travel within the tri-state area, which they're going to do, they're not going to travel all over the country. Why do you need it, right?
Right.
That's
Agreed.
like Devin Gilpin. They sold theirs. They're going to run around here, and so they're going to just update some stuff and get ready for next year. And there's Tyler Carpenter. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
In the number 28 car. Get right down here in Dirt Draft High Lefts, DJ.
That
Garrett
is just
Smith,
water.
Devin Moran, Chris Madden, Daniel Hilsebeck, Hayden Cowan, and Nick Hoffman, your top 6 right now.
And Dirt Draft Hot Laps here pay nothing for the drivers. But if you play Dirt Draft, well, you could win a pair of Gateway Dirt Nationals tickets if you sign up. They will send you a free t-shirt, not a free Randy Weaver t-shirt, but they will send you a free t-shirt, Deathridge Optician. Sorry, Randy, I see you down there.
Does Weaver still have a website? He used to have a website, didn't he? Or is it Cameron's now?
It might be Cameron's now. Yeah, he says it's Cameron's now. I see that.
All right.
But they ought to add some ones to that car. You always say Jared Landers is 77777. I think Cameron ought to be like 11111116.
Exactly right. It should be, absolutely. Well, Tim McCready goes up to second in the Valvoline Rocket 1 at 15.617. Nick Hoffman now third at that Ty Touareg number 9. Freddie Carpenter fourth. The ponytail, fastest ponytail, rolling in at 16.
And Tyler.
0.46.
And Tyler Carpenter fifth.
But he hasn't passed he's got kidney stones, right? Does Tyler Carpenter, did we not?
That is what I was told, yes.
Oh, man. I've never had those. Have you had those? I understand they're very
No people that have, though.
Yeah, not good.
Hey, guys, real quick, too, we was talking about that track record.
Yes, sir.
And with this air temperature down as cool as it is, as we all know, your motor can take in way more air, which makes you have to increase your fuel, which also makes more horsepower. So everything's kind of piling together here that with the racetrack like it is, I'm telling you, it's going to be really, really quick.
Hey guys, Zach Mitchell's team, the Coltman Farms Racing entry, taking a look under the hood. He said it just shut off. They're not sure what the issue might be.
All right, thank you, Ben. It's $18,090 in the 50-50. Get yours. Buy early and buy often, as you would say, right?
Buy them early, buy them often.
You can buy them online if you're in the state of Ohio. What is the website?
Eldora5050.com, which is right down there in front of you.
There it is, right there.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Eldora5050.com, absolutely. If you are anywhere in the state of Ohio, if you are anywhere on the grounds, well, you can visit one of the many Eldora Speedway concession stands, or you can visit one of the Eldora bars. Two things I always say, please, please, please drink responsibly. There is absolutely nothing wrong with having an adult beverage, but please do not get behind the wheel and drive once you have done so. And the second thing, there are a lot of hard-working bartenders here at the Eldora Speedway. Make sure you tip your bartender, and with that, we'll give you an opportunity to do just that. Visit the Eldora bar, visit the concession stands. If you're at home, tip your bartender there as well. We'll be back after this, the Friday portion of the 54th World 100, live right here on FloRacing. Welcome back to Eldora, ladies and gentlemen, for night number 2 of the 54th running of the granddaddy of them all, the World 100. And James, we're about to send the first trio of cars on the track for winter's performance time trials.
No. We're still hot lapping. We're still Group B hot lapping.
Boy, I messed that up, didn't I?
Hey, too much birthday partying up there, clearly.
All right, it's all right.
I was really, really ready for winter's performance time trials. Really ready.
Eldora.
Too many Oreos.
Did I not need an Eldora? Are you ready for B hot laps?
The heck with it. Let's just draw pills and line them up.
What a better way to start out. Look at this group.
The Stricker Streak. I really thought that was time trials. I really thought that was time trials.
Well, we can make it time trials. I don't think Matt.
I mean, I had my sheets ready. I had my race pass app set up in front of me. I was, I was ready.
Do I need to throw a challenge flag on you for that?
Well, I did get called into the replay room earlier today.
Was this like NBA, like in New York City, downtown?
Yes, and
Territory was in there.
We with race officials review, because last night Clay Stuckey got called for a jump start, and there was a lot of folks, not just me, that thought that, man, he didn't jump the start. It was just Joseph Joyner, drifting to the outside of the racetrack, and so a group of us got together and watch the replay. I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong more than I'm right, truth be told.
I feel the same way.
I was wrong. He jumped the start. You could see once we slowed it down where he stood on the gas, guys.
Welcome to probation, DJ. I'm right there with you, buddy.
Jay, I'm not going to say that Mike Norris was lobbying for you to go on probation with him, but Norris wanted there to be video review so you'd be in the penalty box with him. I'm just going to tell you, I saw it happen.
We picked up the challenge flag, and as a nice big happy group, we reviewed that video earlier. And again, I'm very happy to admit that I was wrong. I was very wrong. Just like I was about this being
I'm glad
time
you
trials.
didn't get a penalty for targeting. Right? All right, Ethan Dotson, the good run last night, the ASD Motorsports SORA Performance entry out of Bakersfield, California.
You know who's turning the wrenches on that car?
Former State of Arkansas duck caller of the year, right?
Champion.
And that would be Tyler Austin Brashears. Go ahead. It's Clayton Stuckey.
Yes, it is Clayton Stuckey.
That's
yes,
Clayton Stuckey.
Then I know that you were throwing it over. That is Clayton Stuckey. It's a black diamond
Well, I
house
didn't know if
car.
you wanted to mention his name after last night.
Well, the Lucas Oil laser tech fiber cutting, advanced powder coating, mooring transit sponsored 50. I like the wrap on that car this weekend as well. It is a black diamond race car, absolutely. There's Nick Cox, the Mansfield, Ohio driver of the number 7 car. Glad to have him with us this weekend. A Swartz car.
He does.
Gressman power plant underneath the hood of the number 7. A few other drivers on the track. There's a look at what is typically the 81, the Tandy Marlin throwback this weekend with a 103 on the side. That is College Grove, Tennessee's Jason Riggs. He's getting geared up for the Miami Dolphins opener on Sunday against the Jags.
He's a Dolphins fan? Seriously?
The Riggses, the Blairs, the Jarretts, the Cosners, the Watson family.
And that would be all of them right there. You
That would be all of them. I don't think
so.
I don't think Blair's racing this weekend. Maybe he's down in Miami.
Hey, remember when we muted Randy Weaver's wake earlier? If we could do that to Ben, that would be great.
Take the batteries out of it.
Rusty Ballinger in the Mike Knuckles Warrior house car, the 1G. On the Speedway, there's now the 4-time and reigning Lernerville Speedway track champ Michael Norris.
Our second most famous Mike Norris here this weekend.
Maybe the third, behind his dad.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, 4-time track champion out of Lernerville. He won 8 out of 10 races there this year. Very impressive.
Is that Ryan Dauber?
It's not Ryan Dauber. I got a message about Rex McCroskey. You remember him?
Oh,
out
yes.
of Missouri. Brandon Moore, the Bryan, Ohio driver, down the Eisenhower entry. And I don't know if he's going to make it back to the pit area as he heads down the back straightaway. Gavin Cowan.
Galvin.
I'll never forget when Bloomquist called.
That was the best, where he called him that, and God rest his soul, Randy Sweet said, "Who is Galvin?" And he said, "Jared's younger brother." And Randy's like, "Scott, his name's Gavin, not Galvin." Hey, I got to know, what was the McCroskey tag in relevance to, James?
64, right?
Yeah, 64, right? Springfield, Missouri, right?
Well, Ben's not going to,
Well, we got to wait till they,
right.
It's loud down there, trust me. Found that out, right?
It's Terry Wolfenbarger, the fastest 14 since I played second base in Little League.
In a Team Zero Bloomquist guy.
I was not in a Team Zero Bloomquist, but I was a pretty good second baseman.
Were you number 14?
I was 14.
Pete Rose?
I was 14. Well, I wore 8 for a year, and I was 14 after that.
So were you a Shane Yoder 8 for a while?
I did not have little palm trees in the back of my number. Ben, go ahead.
I was going to say, he mentioned the Rex McCroskey,
Right.
and it was a flashback in time. He was the 64.
Right.
And back in those days, you had Terry Muskrat, also the 64, show up at the Show Me 100. And I don't know if it was Dan or Larry Leatherman. One of the Leathermans was 64. You had a lot of 64s in that Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri region.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You're exactly right. There's Michael Norris going back to the pit area, so he is the quickest so far here in Group B Dirt Draft Hot Laps at 15.386. Goes Group A, they'll qualify against each other, then we'll split them up into 3 12-lap shootouts. Group B, they qualify against each other, set them up 3 12-lap shootouts with an invert of 6. Garrett Alberson, 21st to 10th last night in a backup car.
22nd, I think.
Yeah, in a backup car.
In a caution-free race, by the way.
Yep. The 58 car currently 6th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series point standings.
The fastest 58 since Herschel Roberts.
And he's excited too, guys. I got a chance to talk to R.C. Whitwell and the 58 crew. They were very excited. Similar track conditions of the Baltus Classic. So I think those guys were licking their chops as they continue to make notes with that backup 58.
Yeah, he had the best car there that night. I mean, he had to wait through a couple of cautions there at the end, but ended up winning that one going away. As you see the 10 car, good run for the Kubota Tractors entry, the capital car of Joseph Joyner out of Milton, Florida. Led for 13 laps last night here.
Yeah.
At Eldora.
Good run.
Best
Very
finish
good run
of his career in the main event in the Hunt the Front car. Currently, he is 5th in the Hunt the Front points. There's Jimmy Owens. He is currently 9th in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points. 2-time winner of the World 100 back in 2007 and 2011.
That's right.
I believe that was a day race. Am I right? That was a day race in 2011, right? I think we had to run it on a Sunday afternoon, if I'm not mistaken.
We've run a couple of them, yes.
Remember, Chris Ferguson set a new track record in the daytime. One of those nights.
Yeah.
One of those
days, yeah. We had one in the day where, remember, Wayne Chin ran like 4th,
Wayne
right?
Chin.
Right?
Everybody Wayne Chin.
He was at Montpelier last week.
He was. He's run a couple of times this year for Rob Rouch, and they look to do more racing in 2025. The Sniper.
I know a website.
The Sniper. Well, there's the 69 car. He did get some help this week. John Hodgkiss, former Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway track champion. Yes.
2007 run during the day. Jimmy Owens won. Wayne Chin 4th.
Very good.
Thanks to DirtOnDirt.com.
There's Tyler Collins, the tail feather market, the Valvoline entry, 3rd in this year's Northern All-Star points in that capital Travis Kern power plant under the 11.
By the way, in that 2007 daytime race here at Eldora, the World 100, finishing 25th out of Crossville, Tennessee in the 116, Randy Weaver.
How much did he earn? Do we have the earnings on that?
He got $1,600.
That ain't bad. Randy, do you remember that?
Well, they're going green.
Well, we're going to go. We'll just wait.
He can tell us after.
You can tell us after. He already had it spent before he got home, didn't he?
James has inhaled too many Oreos up here today.
There's Shannon Thornsberry in the Warco Land Improvement entry out of Martin, Kentucky.
Shannon Thornsberry he's got 4 wins this year. I think he has won almost every single race they've had at Willard. At Kentucky this year, yes.
How about 191 reopening and also 201 possibly, right?
Maybe.
Yep.
I saw that.
So Frank Heckenast, the Wood Tick winner. There's his cousin, Mike Spatola, 2-time reigning Fairbury track champion. There's Ben Atkins. Ben Watkins.
Close.
Not Ben Atkins.
Close. Ben Atkins was a B7.
Was here.
I miss Ben Atkins.
He's running a limited late model down at Portsmouth this year.
A little bit of smoke out from underneath Kate Loudy's Masters-built race car.
The Bruce Miller Masonry entry. Still Michael Norris here in Group E Hot Laps. Garrett Alberson now 2nd. Then Hayden Cowan. Randy, down to you. $1,600 we earned in 2007.
Well, first thing, Randy, talk about your 1,600 and if James can have any of it if he's still got it.
Yeah, I'm sure we already spent that getting here that day, but again, it's just Eldora. Anytime you can get there and get in the race and get laps, man, we thought we was on top of the world.
Randy, what did you see out of the smoke out of Kate Lowdy's cars that came by? What's that look like to you from a distance?
I was trying to smell that as he come by. It kind of smelled like antifreeze, so I don't know if he's bottomed out, knocked the radiator, or maybe a hose off, but hopefully it ain't nothing no worse than that.
And then last thing, we saw Zach Mitchell pull in. You made the comment last night about how hard that contact was, that maybe the battery or something else was the issue. Zach just told me they think it was the battery and the master disconnect were loose. They got that all good. So Randy Weaver, guys, 10 points on the board. He called that one.
All right, next group of cars, the Race Car Engineering, Borchers Equipment entry. That is Kyle Bronson. Kyle Bronson, the 40B out of Brandon, Florida. Here in this next group of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, here's the 18 car. That'll be Matt Dooley, former Southern All-Star champion in the West Pro entry. He's out of Brooks, Georgia, in car 18, DJ.
He made the show last night.
Got the 18 with the flames. Look,
yes.
I like it.
Yep, he made his prelim last night, by the way. There is the 25 is Shane Clanton, former World 100 and Dirt Late Model Dream winner. Clanton, of course, picking up the win in this race back in 2008.
So there's still, what, 8 of them have won the World and the Dream?
Yeah.
It's still at 8. There's Kingston, Georgia's Tyler Millwood looking for his first crown jewel win here at Eldora, the Millwood Plumbing entry. Car number 31.
Who could forget that run he had at East Bay last year on opening night? There's Jensen Ford in the John Mining Construction TNT race car, the 83. Good to see Jensen back here with us. He's had a rough go at things a couple times this year. And there's another one of those cool-looking throwbacks. The throwback to Steve Lance Sr.'s car back in the early 70s. That is formerly out of Cuba, Illinois. That is Steve Lance Jr. in a Pro Power Longhorn, the Robertson's Auto Parts.
Outpace racing.
Yes.
Yes, Steve Lance Jr.'s not ran for a couple of years, so good to see him back with his brother Tim here this weekend. There's the 11 car now, two-time and reigning Northern All-Star champion, Josh Rice of the Rick Jones Rocket. Sean Full with the crew chief on that car. Sonessa's construction and number 11. But the Rice family, what a history they have here. His dad, Jerry, won the very first Sunoco American late model race here in 1995.
That's right, yes.
There's Mike Provenzano, son of the Hall of Famer, Little John Provenzano. Marseilles, Illinois for the M27. Corey Hitchcock, the BMF Eagle out of Loudon, Tennessee. In the 23V.
Would Jerry Rice have been in the Brooks Electric 1B when he won that race? Right?
I think he was, yes.
Not the ZR1. He drove that, I remember the ZR1.
Dick Anderson ZR1.
Yes.
He also drove the Marion Martin 44 car for a little bit of time. Marion Martin passed away a couple of weeks ago. How about Zach Dome?
Not the Speedy Hayes 44.
Not the Speedy Hayes 44, no. How about Zach Dome, the ZNT, Zach, Nick, Tim Racing entry. ZNT.
Oh my, racing. Jason Jameson to the top of the leaderboard.
Ooh, 15.153. Again, the record 14.761. In that Jeff Gullett, Tim Tungan wrench car for Ratliff Racing. There's Doug Drown, the current street stock points leader here at Eldora, looking to wrap up the title.
Absolutely, multi-time Worcester, the former Wayne County and Attica track champion.
In a Swartz car.
He is in a Swartz car.
Did you talk to Joanna?
I have not. I've not got to talk to either of them this week.
Joyride
unfortunately.
Transport, yep. There is Casey Noonan. You know him.
I do.
You know, that's Chuck's son.
It is Chuck's son. And that Noonan Performance Machining powered number 1, the former Oakshade Raceway track champion. Behind him, new entrant here tonight out of Pataskala, Ohio. That is going to be the 29. Wait for it. Wait for it. There it is. Clint Keenan. Remember, he got upside down.
Yeah.
Florence.
Last time we saw him, he hit the berm on the inside. Did he get into the wall?
He got into the wall on the inside of the racetrack.
Flipped that one, and he came back. He was here on Sunday night in that Keenan Construction number 29, Pataskala, Ohio, right off of I-70 between Columbus and Zanesville, right?
Yep. Chase Fraun Apple, his first race of the year this weekend. In the 145,
I saw Todd earlier. Did you see Todd Fraun?
I saw Uncle Todd. I saw his Uncle Todd down there. Yep,
Uncle
absolutely.
Todd.
Uncle Todd, yep.
All right, DJ, we gave you a hard time earlier. I'll own that one. I thought Todd would chase his dad. He's not. He's his uncle, so I'll own that one.
Well, there's a lot of front apples.
So Russ would be his
grandfather.
Yes.
Yes, the former wrestling coach of the Bridgeport Bulldogs, by the way.
That's awesome.
I have a man down here with track staff on a four-wheeler just taking a full barrier on the side of the four-wheeler. The things you see in the infield at Eldora, guys.
Well, they're getting ready for that tables, ladders, and chairs match coming up later on this evening.
Just don't set anything on top of the pyrotechnics down there. We'll be all right. All right, there's the Langenfelder Mechanical #1 best performance car. And just up the road in St. Mary's, Ohio, New Waverly, Texas, Tyler. You like that look?
I do.
Used
That's
to
cool.
seeing the green and the white, right? And that's really sharp for Turbo. Uncle T, the Summer Nationals champion here in 2020.
I saw that he had the jailbird uniform returned, by the way. It was missing. It grew legs and walked off, he said. There is Jackson Lovelady, the Christchurch, New Zealand driver.
I might have called it Church Christ the other night, but it's Christchurch.
Christchurch, Church of Christ, either one.
Could be.
I went to the Church of Christ for many, many years growing up. Baptist now.
There's one of those in downtown Port Royal, right?
Yes, there is.
There's many denominations in Port Royal.
The most famous steeple in all of racing off turns 1 and 2 at Port Royal. There's Mike Benedum, the former Stars Rookie of the Year, the Bristol Bullet out of Salem, West Virginia, former Tyler County track champion, and a quasi-teammate, good friend to him, Dale McDowell in the 17M.
So Dale McDowell has sponsorship, Mike Benedum, the Black Rock Enterprises, BSI Well Service, and the Northeastern Fabrication of Jeep Van Warmer. How about that?
Jensen Ford to the top of the leaderboard. I think I missed that, by the way.
148 here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps Group B, and that'll do it. Jason Jameson, Dale McDowell, Josh Rice, Kyle Bronson.
Guess what?
Is that it?
I know what's coming up next now. It is Winners Performance Time Trials coming up next for real this time.
I thought he was going to bring in Rusty Shields early for the anthem there.
Hey, wait.
Rusty was panicking down here.
We miss our buddy Kevin. But look who we've got guest.
Guest audio engineer this evening,
engineer.
Michael Turn-Reiners.
Oh, Terry Phillips in the house himself up there.
TP Jr.
It's turned into a beautiful night out here, guys. We got the rain this afternoon. It's got the racetrack. She's juiced here tonight. They're doing the Eldora stripe multiple times, but it's turned into a really nice night.
Indeed it has. We're going to get the car staged for, I promise you, it will be Winners Performance Time Trials coming up next, so we're going to step aside and get those cars lined up. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with qualifications here this evening for Group A. This is night number 2 of the 54th World 100, and you're either on the grounds or you're watching it all live on FloRacing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to night number 2 of the World 100 here at Eldora.
We're going to have a colorful sunset, don't you feel that way? There's no rainbow. I'm surprised.
Yeah. I mean, it hasn't rained in like 2 hours, so.
That's for sure.
I mean, there is that.
there is that.
Usually that happens.
Thank you, Jim Cantori, for the update. How about this crowd here tonight? We had a great crowd last night, tonight.
Oh, man, this crowd's unreal. It's just unreal. Did you tweet your seat?
No, I'm just.
I mean, I know we don't really do that anymore, but a lot of folks.
I just replied to somebody wanted to know what the track record was on Twitter, and I gave it to him. So I put in Brandon, because Brandon Shepard. I put in Brandon. Guess what comes up? Brandon Hardgrove come up.
Love Brandon Hardgrove, not the track.
Not the track record holder.
Did you post your selfie on Snapchat today?
No,
you did not.
I'm not on Snapchat.
You're not on Snapchat. What a shame.
We're gonna
shame.
Look at this.
My good Lord. Unreal.
Have you ever camped here? I don't think you have.
I have not. I was when I was the house announcer here for 5 years. Apparently, the house announcer has or had a camping spot available. I did not have a camper at the time, and thus I did not camp here. I only lived an hour away. Also, since I haven't lived in this area for about 10 years now. But I got the Airbnb in the big booming metropolis of Minster.
One of the this would have been the late 70s. All that up there in 3 and 4. Of course, that was parking.
Right.
You could park up against the fence, and I remember I had my mom's. It was a station wagon, and me and a couple other buddies from Brownstown. You see it there. We could park up along the fence, and you could look down on the track and see it.
Well, you used to be able to.
The back of the station wagon.
Over in 1 and 2 as well, you used to be able to. They used to sell those spots, kind of like Cedar Lake and some other places like Motorhome Park.
Right.
First time I came here, first few times I came here. I think actually the first race I came here was one of the big sprint car shows, maybe the historical big one back in, probably 93, 94, and was with some folks from back home. And they brought their motorhome, and I stayed with them. And I mean, you could either sit on top of the motorhome or pull your lawn chairs out. We were parked right up against the, the outside of the racetrack there, up in turn number 1.
Get a shot back here where they've got the fireworks set up at. Make sure.
Hopefully, there is no premature shooting.
That's a narrow road there, isn't it, Ben?
Hey, it's Mike.
Mike. Yeah.
Hey, I was down here as the cars were pulling down. Devin Gilpin's guys were chasing him down. Devin reported he thought he felt maybe a tire loose. They went to check the tire, and I asked Randy on the right side. They took the wheel cover off, and they were mad scrambling as they went to put it back on. Since they came past the line in the driver's meeting, you cannot touch the car after that, so they could not put the wheel cover back on. So, Randy, that could be a big problem with all this mud, couldn't it?
There we are. Yeah, definitely. Hey, they're going to turn me completely off sooner or later, but no, that could be a big problem with the mud that's here tonight. The good thing is it ain't built up to the big cushion yet, but I'm telling you, I've done that a couple of times and actually knocked the wheel cover in, and it got packed full of mud, and it will absolutely cross your eyes trying to go down the straightaways. So hopefully just 2 laps, and like I said, it's not a big cushion, but I would feel better if I was the driver if I had it on there.
Well, you remember Mike Norris here at the Dream Hot Laps, right? He came out, did not have lug nuts on the left front wheel, and it came off on him.
Yeah.
Fortunately, he was not up to speed, and he recovered and came back and finished 11th. Dream guy.
I tell you, they did check. All the lug nuts are there, whether they're tight. They're just scrambling around a little bit. One of those, dot your I's, cross your T's kind of thing. And, man, you just never know. And at this high rate of speed tonight, track record, laps, man,
that's what holds on. That's what I was going to say too, Mike. After that falling off here at Eldora, I believe as the driver, I would be the one to check my lug nuts, then get in and put my helmet on, because this is not the place you want to play games with that.
All right, guys, great job. And we're just about ready to go Group A. Again, they qualify against each other. We'll start with Kai Blight, and the final qualifier in Group A will be Jeff Babcock. As you take a look at the 1G of Devin Gilpin, what a year he has had, especially at Brownstown, trying to become the first 5-time late model track champion there in the history of that track, which would break a tie with Jim Curry and Steve Barnett.
How about that?
And remember, you've got 3 races coming up here at the end of the month, very pivotal For the Brownstown points, you've got the Castro FloRacing Night in America. I believe, what is that, on the 25th?
Yes.
And then you've got the C.J. Rayburn Memorial on a Friday, and in the Jackson 100, a record $50,000 to win coming up in 3 weeks at Brownstown, Indiana.
Oh.
Dave Argabright will be joining me that weekend.
Ah, that'll be fun. Welcome back, Dave.
Yep, and then I'll be doing your guys' pit reporting on...
That's the...
How about that?
Has the Jackson County Fair Board added on to the press box? Is there enough room for 2 announcers up there?
No. Trust me, no. No. You know, it used to be half that size back when I started. Can we get a quick way? I don't know. I don't know.
Don't
we'll have
forget
Jamie Schaefer up there. So
yes, we will. Hey, on the grounds, 50-50. On the grounds or anywhere in the state of Ohio, 50-50 tickets are still on sale. As you can see, the winner share of the 50-50 there in the bottom right-hand part of the video board, now approaching $25,000 here this evening. Also, don't forget Dirty Grass Soul going to be playing here after the races tonight in the fan zone up at the top of turns 3 and 4. So we welcome Kevin Detman and the gang with Dirty Grass Soul, one of the most popular bands in all of dirt track racing. Happy to have them on board. And again, the Scott Bloomquist Celebration of Life here tomorrow. It will start at noon. We ask everybody to please, 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 if you are attending, be here and be seated by 11:45 a.m. That is open for anybody to attend free of admission. Hudson O'Neill and Spencer Hughes.
Yep.
Hi there, Hud. Hi there, Spencer.
There you go. All right. All right, here we go. It'll be Kai Blatt. He'll be up first, the 31A US out of Bunbury, Western Australia. The Paul Stubber, Bar 31, Afterburner Performance, Rocket Durham, followed by Oakley Johns out of Hohenwald, Tennessee. These are the Jeff Greer, Zippy Autos, CFR Parts and Fabrication, Summertown Metals, Jolliffe Enterprises, Johns Timber, B&B Race Parts, and Franklin Enterprises. Rocket Jadikins and Devin Gilpin out of Columbus, Indiana, the 1G. He is in the Clarkson Logging, Insotech, South Central Roofing, Wheelman by Dasco, Blondie's Pizzeria, Rocket, Vic Hill this weekend for the 1G.
First lap's going up on the board for this trio of drivers, and Devin Gilpin will lay down the best lap on lap number 1, 15.769. Lap 2 for Kai Blight, better, 1:5.909. Lap 2 for Oakley Johns, not as good. His best lap, 16.004. Gilpin will stand on lap number 1. He lays down the early time to beat after your first 3 qualifiers in Group A, 1:5.769.
There's your next qualifier. His dad, Brian Conrad's own Team Zero Bloomquist car. That'll be Chris Ferguson. He's in Mount Holly, North Carolina. He is in the Lithope Aesthetic and Family Dentistry. Heckles Plumbing, Spartan Transportation LLC, Patriot Meat Processing, and Heckles Plumbing's mentioned K&K Trucking. That is a Clements power plant under the hood. It'll be followed by the 96 out of Benton, Kentucky, the Brett Coleman Longhorn Clements. It'll be Tanner English. Tanner English, the top 5 here a year ago in the World 100. He's in the Coleman Farms. Special Needs Schools of Gwinnett, Bill Stein, C Motors, Custom Automotive, and M&M Pedic Construction. And Luke Morey, formerly out of Zeeland, Michigan, now living in Denver, North Carolina, the Longhorn Vic Hill, Metal Militia, Hay Cafe, Sunoco Race Fuels, Bill Stein Shocks, and Coleman Farms, number 49.
Fergie to the top of the leaderboard on lap number 1. James 15.430. Tanner English will one up him 15.280. Does anybody get in the 14-second bracket here tonight? As trouble for Luke Morey, and that'll bring out a caution. So trouble on Luke Morey's number 49 car. As the driver of the Pay Cafe Metal Militia Coleman Farms Racing entry.
So Ferguson will get the lap, right?
They both should, yes. That caution came out before Fergie crossed the line, so yes. So green flag back out for both those drivers. Tanner English has already set the time to beat with a 1:5.280. We'll see if he can improve on lap number 2. Chris Ferguson was second quick on lap 1. He does better. Top of the leaderboard, 1:5.151. Second lap time for Tanner English. Not as good, 1:5.280 his best lap. So Chris Ferguson now the time to beat, 1:5.151. We are going to creep on that track record tonight.
There's Austin Kirkpatrick, the Charlotte, North Carolina driver, is on AK Race Cars entry. Clements Power Plant under the hood. Bar Marcellus, Barbarino's Pizza and Race Cars, and Asian Spa and Bill Stein Shocks entry. He should be followed by the 17 of Andy Clark out of Mackinac, Illinois. In the Mutiny Motorsports, RDV Racing, Outpace Racing Products, Brian.
Can't read your item.
I know, I can't read it. Brian Winnick, Construction, Longhorn Pro Power, and then The 316 Mike Bargo. So not out there is Clark. So it's Kirkpatrick, Clay Harris. He is in the Ken Harris Rocket, Wilkerson Farms, Impact Electrical, Rescue Metal Framing, BGR Speed Shop, Poor Boys Racing Supply, Griffin Motorsports, Dunright Construction, National Fragile Lakes Foundation, and Mike Bargo in the Brands Trucking, Weddle Racing, Longhorn Big Hill 316.
First lap times going up for those drivers. Harris will be third, Kirkpatrick sixth, Bargo eighth. On lap number 1, lap number 2, Kirkpatrick better, fourth quick, 1.5.699. Second lap for Clay Harris, not as good. Third quick, 1.5.628. Mike Bargo goes eighth fastest, 1.6271 is the best lap time. 1.5151 by Chris Ferguson, the time to beat after 10.
There's the Category 5 of Stormy Scott, Jason Durham, the crew chief on that car out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. In the Rancho Malaga Racing, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Eagle Moon Hemp Farm, Slicker Graphics, Clemens Power Plant under the hood, followed by the 25 out of Bloomington, Illinois. The current Mars points leader, that'll be Jason Fager. He's in the Titan Industries, Corrosion X, Outpace Racing Products, RLM Enterprises, Griffin Signs, Rosser Battery, Digital Copy Systems, Cheap Cars, Speedworks, Hoker Trucking, Weir's Machine, Longhorn Clements, and then the 8 of Rob Anderzak. He's out of Swanton, Ohio. He is in the EPC Motorsports, 10 Mile Creek, Dipman Motorsports, Tri-County Tire, Longhorn Gressman, number 8 for Rob Anderzak.
Chris Ferguson, the time to beat right now. Again, 1.4761 by Brandon Shepard, the track record here at Eldora. Stormy Scott, second quick. His first time around in the 2S. Jason Fager now second quick, 15.207. Rob Anderzak's first lap time is 11th quick. Lap number 2 for Stormy better. Second fastest again, 1.5176. Fager was second, drops to third. He'll go back to second with a 1.5175. And the second lap time for Swanton, Ohio's Rob Anderzak, 10th quick, little better, 1.6194. So after 13 drivers have attempted a lap, it's Fergie, Fager, Stormy, the top 3.
We'll see how fast it is right now. Coming up the next 3, it'll be former Eldora track champion. There's the 7R. Out of Bloomington, Indiana, that is Kent Robinson. K-Rob in the Chad Stapleton, Dynamic Drivelines, Joe Gotzi Racing, RJ Excavating and Seal Coating, SEMO Repair Service, Taylor Center Racing, JB Salvage, 31 Auto Group, Willie's Carb, that is a Longhorn, Jay Dickens, followed by the 93 out of Lincoln, North Carolina, that is Carson Ferguson. He's in the Paler Motorsports, Longhorn Clements, Paul Grading and Company. Brad Benton Trucking, Baker Mitchell Company, WP Racing Shocks, Baker Plumbing of the Carolinas, Buddy's Wrecker Service, Coltman Farms, Bill Stein Pro Fabrication, Franklin Enterprises, Triple Electric, Armsless.com.
Yes.
And Jonathan Davenport, yes, sorry. Nutrient Ag Solutions, Donna Grow Seed, Lucas Oil, Bobcat of Batesville, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin out of Money Maker Plumbing of the Carolinas, Longhorn Clements for Double O Motorsports.
K-Rob 5th, Carson Ferguson now 5th, Jonathan Davenport 14.942 time to beat, 2/10 off the track record. K-Rob, second lap, 7th quick, better, 1.5479. Cousin Carson, second lap, not as good, 6th quick, 1.5339. Davenport, second lap, not as good, doesn't matter. You got a new driver atop the speed charts, Eldora, Superman, Jonathan Davenport, 2/10 off the track record, 1.4942 for the Blairsville, Georgia driver after 16 cars.
I told you somebody be fast out of that 3, right?
Good job. That was
Thank you,
way to go out on a limb.
I was right. I did not read a replay for that one, did I?
Hey, at least you could read your handwriting on those.
Well, yeah, barely. It'll be the 48 out of Brimfield, Illinois. Tim Lance is up next. Former draft choice of the Chicago Bears.
Yes.
Listen to this over here. Caleb Williams is here. Outpace Racing Products, Way Systems, CarQuest, Digital Copy System, Longhorn Pro Power, followed by Dennis Herb Jr. out of Carpentersville, Illinois, the Barry Ride Icon Clements, Ride Mac, Bomac Truck Sales, Fox Shocks, Ideal Rednecks, Kaiser Manufacturing, and Trent Ivy out of Union, South Carolina. The Highway 29 Grill, Badger Rental Services, Ivy Septic Service, Barfield's Timber, Newman Fence Company, Palmetto Poles, Piling and Timber, and Spartanburg Fleet Services, Rocket Clements, 88.
Was that all of them? Good job, Tim Lance, 16th, Trent Ivy, 7th quick, and Dennis Erb Jr. in the 28 was 14th his first time around. Checkered flag and the second lap time going to come out for this trio of drivers. Dennis Erb Jr. up to 12th, best lap 1.5627. Trouble for Lance on his second lap. And the second lap time for Trent Ivy, he'll bump up to 7th with a 1.5341. Again, the top 18 qualifiers will be inverted, the top 6 in each shootout, and we will begin that process after this next trio of drivers. Davenport, the time to beat.
One of the winners last night, there's Ryan Gustin, currently 4th in the World of Outlaw Series points in the Todd Cooney Motorsports entry. Out of Marshalltown, Iowa, I believe Dennis Erb Jr. will get another lap. The Infinity J. Dickens for Ryan Gustin, Allen Seamless Gutters, Carlos Chevrolet, VP Fuels by Heartland, Nate Properties, Birdie Farms. Tim Douglas, the crew chief on that car. As you see, Dennis Erb Jr., that Barry Wright icon, he debuted a few weeks ago. In the 28 car, former Dirt Late Model Dream winner, former World of Outlaw Late Model Series champion in 28, DJ. 14.942 here in Winners Performance Qualifying, Jonathan Davenport.
It's a good lap. Good lap. Here comes Dennis Erb Jr. He was 12th, and he'll jump up to 10th. He improves to a 1.5.634 on his second lap time. He was a 1.5.827. So we've now had 19 drivers attempt a lap, 17 actually record a lap. Davenport, Fergie, Feger, the top 3.
Hello,
Jackson Lovelady.
Yes, Ryan Gustin. Thank you, Jackson. He is enjoying every moment of getting here. And he had a long way to get here. He had to go to North Carolina and pick up another car.
Well, yeah, he also came from New Zealand. That's quite a trip in itself.
Jordan Kohler, the 114 out of Mount Airy, North Carolina. Mine Gustin, the Capital Waste Traffic Control Safety Systems, the Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park, Rogers Realty, 5-Star Metal Buildings, Longhorn Cornet, and then Travis Stemler out of Iona, Michigan, to the Great Lakes Directional Drilling, Cusack Collision Disc Trucking, Infinity Pro Power, number 4.
First lap times going up for that trio. Stemler 14th, Jordan Kohler is 9th, Ryan Gustin was 2nd, and he'll stay 2nd, 1.5038. The best lap time for the Reaper. Second lap for Jordan Kohler, better 5th, 1.5227, and Travis Stemler goes to 10th on lap 2 with a 1.5367. So now it's Jonathan Davenport, Ryan Gustin, Chris Ferguson, your top 3. Rob Anderzak currently sits in 18th and on the inversion bubble.
Stemler trying to break a trend, or what, only 2 drivers from the state of Michigan in the last 11 years have made the World Wonder, Jeep Van Wormer and J.R. Hotovy. You have Carson Brown coming up next, the 28th, the Randall Edwards crew chief entries out of New Dunedin, North Carolina, the Pay Cafe, Sunoco Race Fuels, Maximum Racing, Louis Bill Stein, Longhorn, Vic Hill, followed by the 87 and the Joey Malone entry out of Clover, South Carolina. It's Ross Bales. He is in the Fred Caldwell Chevrolet WP Racing Shocks. Mid-Atlantic Roofing Supply, Bales Construction, Longhorn by Wesley Pates Clements, and Brian Shirley, the 8th, out of Chatham, Illinois. He's in the Thomas & Express Hoker Trucking, Allgaier Performance, J&J Ventures Gaming, KBC Graphics, Ricky Lemon Motorsports. That is a Durham-powered Team Zero car.
Ross Bales will be 8th, Carson Brown 19th, and Brian Shirley 13th. On lap number 1, Carson Brown going to wheel the 28 off corner number 4. He jumps up to 16th, 1.5667. Ross Bales up to 5th, 1.5227, his best lap time. And Brian Shirley up to 9th. Second lap is his best lap, 1.5318. Still Davenport, Gustin, Fergie, the top 3. James, after 25 drivers have attempted a lap. Devin Gilpin now sitting on the inversion bubble with a 1.5769.
There's Dwayne Chamberlain down there with his son Tristan Chamberlain. Last year's World 100 rookie, top rookie.
Yeah, and he, by making the race last year, he tied the number of times that Dad Dwayne made the World 100.
Forrest Grant up next to 101, trying to make his first World 100 here tomorrow night. DJ, he's out of Morristown, Tennessee. The Longhorn Vic Hill, Service 101, Trent Logging. Driven to Save Lives, tribute to Brian Clausen. We've got a caution on the racetrack. And problems down here for Brian Shirley. Cannot make it back to the scales is where he has to go.
Yeah, we'll see what is up. We'll get one of the guys down in the infield to check on the driver that comes into this event 7th in the World of Outlaws Case Construction Late Model Series point standings. The 4-time Summer Nationals champ Brian Shirley out of Chatham, Illinois.
Former Lucas Oil Knoxville Late Model Nationals winner.
They started to push it and then act like maybe it locked up on him there. There they go.
That's how to push start your vibe once. A rolling start.
We had to push it out of Jerry and Mona King's driveway
Yes,
one year. Do you remember that when we met you to go down to Florida?
We had the massive ice and snow in Florence, Kentucky.
We did. I think you and I had to push it out. Oh, that's been 20 years ago.
My goodness, that's true. Oh, brother, I tell you, Kyle Strickler's out there in the heat car in Mooresville, North Carolina. He's in the G-Style Transport, Cat Industries, Patriot Site Services, Andy's Towing, Longhorn Clements, and Cody Summer in Mooresville, North Carolina, in the Dirt Racing Technologies, Vic Hill, number 13.
First lap time will go up for Forrest Trent, 14th quick on lap number 1. Kyle Strickler to the top of the leaderboard, James, 1:48.80. He's a 10th off the track record. It could happen. And Cody Summer off corner number 4, 15th quick. Second lap time for Forrest Trent, 16th. Kyle Strickler does not improve on lap 2. He'll stand on a 1:48.80, and Cody Summer will bring the Dirt Racing Technologies Gateway Dirt Nationals number 13 off the 4th corner. And his second lap time not as good. He'll stay 15th at a 1:55.40. So the high side tickler, Kyle Strickler, now atop the leaderboard with a 1:48.80, and that means Dennis Erb Jr. is on the heat race inversion bubble.
All right, here we go. The next three will be Ricky Weiss. You saw him there in the Maple Leaf, the Headingley, Manitoba, Canada driver. In the Sniper, car number 7, Vic Hill Power Plant under the hood, Derek Sandblasting, G-Style Transport, Turk Enterprises, Dryden, Collins Brothers Towing, Weister Trucking, RDW Recycling, Keewatin Truck Service, Galloping Ghost Motorsports, DJ, in the 79 at Donald McIntosh. He's out of Dawsonville, Georgia. The Billy Hicks, Double Nickel, Clements, H&H Auto Sales, Bill Stein Hicks Racing, and Seth Daniels of the Jason Wilson Rocket Spec Engine. Tim Heddle Trucking, Wilson Excavating, Reds Roland Garage, Montgomery Motorsports, 740 Race Gas, S&D Transport, A&A Truck Stop, Wilson Motorsports, Graphic Creations, S21.
Ricky Weiss 20th, Donald McIntosh 19th, and Seth Daniels 27th. After lap number 1, they're all chasing Kyle Strickler's 14.880. Weiss a little better on lap 2, 17th, 1:5.577. McIntosh does not improve, 20th, 1:5.666. His best lap time, and Seth Daniels also does not improve. He'll be 27th with a 1:6.229. Strickler, Davenport, Gustin, the top 3. Clay Harris now on the bubble in 18th. James, 1:5.628, the time to beat right now to get inside that top 18 after 31 cars.
Well, the number 1 ranked dirt late model driver is up next. Can he get a new track record at Eldora? It's Bobby Pierce out of Oakwood, Illinois, in the Longhorn, Vic Hill, Churchill Transport, Hooker Trucking, Low Voltage Solutions, Toyota of Danville, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Rio Grande Waste Services, Collins Brothers Towing, Carnegie Towing, Tim Brown's Quality Paint and Body Shop, followed by Will Harrington out of Hawkinsville, Georgia, the 5M Construction, New Point Lighting and Design, Limerick Truck Repair, Rocket Clements, and Ashton Winger, the Jeff Matthews, Recreational Vehicles, Select Kaiser, Integra, Credit Union Remarketing. Here we go.
Bobby Pierce, 8th quick, 1:5.241 on lap 1. Will Harrington, a 4th place run last night, 24th on his first lap. Ashton Winger on the bottom in the 12. He'll go 26th on lap number 1. Pierce off corner number 4, lap number 2. He stays 8th, does not improve. 1:5.241 for the Oakwood, Illinois driver. Harrington better on lap 2. 21st quick, 1:5.636. And Ashton Winger in the number 12 will stand on lap number 1 at a 1:5.807. So we've now had 34 drivers attempt a lap. Strickler, Davenport, Gustin still the top 3. Ricky Weiss now on the inversion bubble.
Chase Younghans will be up next, DJ, out of Manhattan, Kansas, in the 18 car. The Younghans Discount Liquor Shop, Quick Convenience Stores, Bozard Ford Lincoln out of St. Augustine, Florida, Grant Petroleum, Rocket Clements, followed by Chris Madden out of Great Court, South Carolina, the GR Smith, Victory Circle Auto Sales, Dryden Gambler Transport, Brick House Tavern, Brad Benton Trucking, Kevin Waits, Dirt King Apparel, Longhorn Clements, and Devin Miranda, 99 out of Dresden, Ohio, the Roger Sellers Double Motorsports. Lazy Days RV, Big River Steel, C&W Trucking, McHugh Chrysler, Dodge Jeep, Cars Rosado, Holland Haskell, Smoky Mountain Speedway, Red Oak Pub, Lincoln Smith Racing. That is a Clements powered Longhorn for 99.
Chase Younghans 29th on lap number 1. Chris Madden, good lap, 6th quick. James for the driver, the 44, Devin Moran, 28th on lap number 1, 15.888. He will look to improve on lap number 2. Second time around for Chase Younghans. He'll go 28th. Better lap. Second lap time for Madden. Fourth quick, 1:50.74. Devin Moran, second lap, much better. 15th, 1:53.53 for the Dresden, Ohio driver. Strickler, still the time to beat. And now Cody Summer on the inversion bubble with a 1:55.40.
Up next will be the 17 SS. He's currently third in the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year chase in the Lucas Oil Series. It'll be Brendan Smith. He's out of Dade City, Florida. He is in the Sean Smith Total Claim Source, Big Daddy's Cattle, Jim Pacino Trucking, Plum Crazy Plumbing, Guardian Hurricane Mortgage, Protection Weathers, Skipper Smokehouse, Rocket Durham, followed by the 18 of Shannon Babb of Oweekwa, Illinois. He is in the Petrov Towing, Donna Grossi, Donnelly Trucking, CJI Piping and Fabrication, Keebler Ultra Oil, Getty Landscape, Longhorn, Vic Hill, and Aiden Cowan out of Rincon, Georgia. He's in the Supply Chain Management, Wise Forest Products, Edwards Interior Graphics, Harco Construction, Rocket Mullins.
Brendan Smith, 30th quick, his first time around. Shannon Babb, 33rd on lap number 1. Hayden Cowan's first lap time is 27th quick. Second lap time for the Dade City, Florida driver, Brendan Smith, better, 18th. He's on the bubble right now, 1:55.03. Shannon Babb, second lap, better, 28th, 1:57.34. Hayden Cowan, second lap, not as good. He'll be 29th. Best lap, 1:57.58. So Brendan Smith now on that inversion bubble. Still Strickler, Davenport, Gustin, the top 3 after 40 drivers in Group A.
All right, up next will be the 22. There he is, Daniel Hilzebeck. He's out of Earlham, Iowa. He's in the Hilzebeck Farms, Banning Chiropractic, Big Deal Car Care, RPR Race Graphics, MRZ Motorsports, Adams Snow Removal. That's a Capital Clements, followed by Ricky Thornton Jr., the 20 RT, the current Lucas Oil Points leader, out of Martinsville, Indiana, the Bobby Jessica Kohler. Capital Ways, Traffic Control Systems, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Hoker Trucking, Coltman Farms, D&D Outside Services, Ultimate Motorsports and RV Park, Rogers Realty, 5-Star Metal Buildings, Longhorn Cornet, and Dustin Nobby, the Ted Nobby Mower Shop, Spencer's Outdoor Services, Naylor Electric. That is a rocket number 5 in.
All right, first lap time for Hilzebeck, 17th. He's hit the inversion for now. Ricky Thornton Jr., fourth quick, pit lap 1:50.57. And Dustin Nobby, 40th on lap number 1. Lap 2, Hilzebeck, 18th. He's right there on the bubble, James, 1:5.476, his best lap. Lap 2 for RTJ, not quite as good. He'll stay 4th with a 1:50.57. And Dustin Nobby off corner number 4 at that steel block under the hood. He will remain 40th, 1:7.524. The fastest lap for the Batesville, Indiana driver. After 43 drivers have attempted a lap, it is now Daniel Hilzebeck on the inversion bubble. Kyle Strickler, still the time to beat, 1:4.880.
3 good qualifiers coming up next. Will be the number 1 to former World 100 winner back in 2018. It'll be Tim McCready out of Watertown, New York. He's in the Valvoline, Herbert Camp Ranchers, Petrov Towing, Franklin Enterprises, Performance Grading, East Metalworks, Styles, Marine and Maintenance, Gunners, Honey. That's a Rocket Durham from Mark Richard Racing, Tyler Carpenter. He's out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. State Line Construction, Parkersburg Plumbing Supplies, Holder and Construction. That is the Kryptonite Eisner. And Garrett Smith out of Scott Smith, Longhorn, Vic Hill, Terminal Maintenance and Construction of Atlanta Paving and Concrete, Senior Life Insurance Company, the world famous Cadillac Ranch.
Tim McCready to the top of the leaderboard, James, by 1/1000th of a second, 1:48.79. Tyler Carpenter, 35th. Garrett Smith, 14th. He hits the inversion bubble. McCready off corner number 4 in Rocket 1. Not as good. 1:48.79 his best lap. Second lap time for Tyler Carpenter, better, 31st, 1:5.686. And Garrett Smith does not improve. He'll be 14th, best lap, 1:5.306. Eldora, you got a new driver atop the leaderboard, the former World 100 champ, T-Mac, Tim McCready with a 1:4.879. And James, that means Devin Moran is now on the heat race inversion bubble in 18th.
All right, it'll be Kyle Hammer, the 45 out of Clinton, Illinois, the Elite Contracting Services, Troy Page Excavating, Allgaier Motorsports, Shepard & Sons and Salvage, Precision Recovery, Illini Pride Automotive, Longhorn, Durham, followed by Jerry Bowersock, the veteran, the Jedi out of Wapakoneta, Ohio, the Fuller-Camps Frenchtown Trailer Sales and Supply, Truman Quarter Horses, TV Town, Northstar Drilling, Banshee Graphics, Rocket Clements, and Robbie Hensley out of Walton, Kentucky, the iDrive Auto Sales, Hensley Trucking, Kentucky Auto Service, Base Fuel, Fox Shocks, Coondog Academy, Rocket Pro Power, 21.8.
First lap time for Kyle Hammer is 40th quick. Jerry Bowersock goes 37th. The Big Show, Robbie Hensley, 39th on lap number 1. Again, Moran on the inversion bubble at a 1.5353. Second lap time for Kyle Hammer, 36th, 1.5781. Bowersock will be 33rd, second lap better, 15.701, and Hensley improves on lap 2. He'll be 36th with a 1.5762. James, just 5 drivers left to qualify in Group A. McCready, the time to beat. Moran still on the inversion bubble. The time to get inside the top 18 is 1.5353.
1/1000th of a second.
For McCready.
McCready to Strickler. Unbelievable. Nick Hoppin brings the tie to rank number 9. Currently tied for second in the World of Outlaw Series points. He's out of Mooresville, North Carolina. He is in the Longhorn Clements, NOS Energy Drink, C&W Trucking, Petro Towing, Bilstein, Tri-Valley Equipment, All Geyer, Holland Haskell's, and Burlisle Performance Petroleum, rather than Zach Mitchell. He is up there out of Henry, South Carolina. He's in the Longhorn, Vic Hill, Coleman Farm, Special Needs School of Gwinnett, Bilstein Shocks, and the Zero, Pine Grove, Louisiana tree. In the Bloomquist car, that is Manny Falcon.
14th quick, Nick Hoffman inside the inversion, bumps Devin Moran. 42nd quick for Zach Mitchell on lap number 1, and Manny Falcon will go 41st quick his first time around. Second lap for the 9 and Nick Hoffman. 7th quick, good lap, 1.5148. Zach Mitchell improves. He hits the inversion, James, up to 17th, 1.5322. Manny Falcon, second lap, not as good. He will be 42nd. Best lap, 1.5831. So a shakeup in the top 18. Now find Carson Ferguson on the heat race inversion bubble, a 1.5339 with 2 drivers left to qualify in Group A.
And the fastest ponytail rose the C4 out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. That'll be fast. Freddie Carpenter. He's in the Harris Walmsley Enterprises, Stutler Motorsports, JRD Automotive, Gates Trucking, Hosky's Performance, K&M Automotive. Also, Steve Rowland Enterprises, Boston's Farm Venue, People's Bank, Octane Rate Product, Number C Ford in his Jeff Babcock at Wayne, Ohio on the 7B, the Longhorn Corvette, Chalk Sticks, Torsion Bars, CA Customs, and Craig Miller Trucking, 7B.
All right, here we go.
Can he do it?
Can they do it? 1.5339 to get inside the top 18. Carpenter does not do it on lap 1. 26th, 1.5540. Babcock pushes hard coming off corner number 4. 50th for Jeff Babcock. He'll look to get his feet back under him on lap number 2. Fast Freddie Carpenter. Second lap is better, but not quite good enough. 23rd, 1.5479. The 2007 Eldora Speedway Stock Car Track Champion Jeff Babcock off corner number 4. He goes 22nd, 1.5.396. Of course, it's unofficial until it becomes official. And that's a wrap on Group A qualifying presented by Winners Performance here tonight. And that guy, T-Mac, Tim McCready, lays down the fastest lap in the first half of the field with a 1.4879. Kyle Strickler second, 1.4880. And Jonathan Davenport third, 1.4942. All right, so Tim McCready lays down the fastest lap in Group A. Mike Norris will send it down to you with T-Mac.
Well, I tell you what, Timmy, slick and slow last night. You had a great car. You come out here late in this one. You lay down the fastest lap. I'd say this XR 1.2, pretty darn quick, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it all goes to Mark and everybody, Danny, Austin, and Joel. These guys work. I get to go home, like I said before, and they work, and everybody back at Rocket and Steve Baker and this whole deal. It's pretty cool to jump in this thing and know that it's been fast off the truck about everywhere we bring it. The feature setup's up to us, and I think last night we made a big gain, so we're back to kind of when it's really wet, and we've been pretty good like that. So for Valvoline, Sabrick, Calf Ranches, Gunther's Honey, Ace Metalworks, Performance Grading, all the guys that do this, Fox Shocks, obviously Durham Motors, this motor, everyone we put in's been really strong. So, it's just a onward and upward. Petrov Towing and Franklin Enterprises, I just want to thank everybody behind us, and Rocket XR 1.2 so far is we're climbing. I don't think we're there yet with some of the best, but we're catching.
He's gaining confidence race by race, lap by lap. How about it for T-Mac, Tim McCready?
Well, speaking of lap by lap, let's do something a little different here. Let's go ahead and show you the lap times. Again, they were 1/1000th of a second off. Tim McCready and Kyle Strickler. Let's throw it up there back in the production trailer, a double box, the side-by-side laps. And we'll see exactly how similar these guys were, James, on their qualifying time.
And if it would have been the same, we would have went to the 4th digit, right?
That's right. That's exactly right. They ran nearly identical lines. And there it was, McCready. Oh, that's cool. That was very, very cool. So McCready came out 44th. Strickler came out 27th.
Well, they were pushing. A lot of guys were pushing, and they hooked that cushion up there in turn 4 and went over the beautiful sunset here in Rossburg, Ohio. Group B coming up. So Group A will get those shootouts lined up. Again, it's an invert of 6 in each of the shootouts here tonight in Group A. There'll be 25 laps with either feature. The top 8 out of each of those will go. Well, we'll go to break, DJ, and you know what's coming up next? We do have Group B not hot laps.
Winners Performance Time Trials.
Thank you very much,
right
sir.
after this, World 100, FloRacing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to night number 2 of the 54th World 100 here at Eldora. We're halfway through Winners Performance Time Trials, the first half of the field. Laid down their qualifying times. That means our first 3 shootouts have been set in terms of lineups. And James, we're going to wipe the slate clean and do it all over again with the second half of the field, Group B.
And after we run the 3 shootouts, the 2 fastest qualifiers in each of the groups, they will be the provisionals here tonight. Luke Anstead scheduled to come out first, the 64 car. There he is out of Greenville, Michigan. He's into Peterson Farms, Rhino Lightnings, Matt One Automotive, Z-Bart, Valvoline, Pierce, Fat Boy Strokers, DJ. 20 TC, he'll be Tristan Chamberlain. He's out of Richmond, Indiana. The Gibson Motorsports, Vision Woodworks, Kaig, Sewer Nozzles, Pardos Towing. That's an Infinity Spec. And then Brandon Moore is not after. It's Terry Wolfenbarger out of Powell, Tennessee. The Team Zero, Bloomquist, Vic Hill, Main Street Auto, RTC, General Contracting, McGahey Electric Company, and Base Fuels 14.
All right, Luke Anstead lays down a 17.470. Tristan Chamberlain 16.080, and Terry Wolfenbarger, did you get him 16948?
Yes.
Thank you.
Brandon Moore did not make it out.
He did not make it out. Nope. Second lap for Luke Anstead. His best lap 16862. And and everybody has slowed, and Chamberlain going with a 1.6080. That's the early time to beat here in Group B.
The Perminator, you know him, don't you?
Yes,
Sitting
I
right
do.
there. He is in the 7th place in the Lucas Oil Championship points. He's in the James Ratliff 18D. He hails out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Of course, Ratliff Racing out of Campbellsville, Kentucky. The MGL Sales, JRR Trucking, the Auto Outlet, Kellner Contracting, Earnhardt Technologies, Grantley Farms, Innovative Community Solutions, B&L Construction, New Point Lighting, World Custom Car Haulers. J.C. Crockett on the crew there, the 18D, and then it's Stephen Roberts, the 91 out of Sylvester, Georgia, the Longhorn Clements, Roberts B Company, Lennox River Ranch. And no Bryant Dickinson, so it'll be Ethan Dotson, the 74 out of Bakersfield, California, the ASD Motorsports, Longhorn Clements, SRI Performance, Torco Racing Oils, American Racing Pro Series, Boswell Oil, Penske Shocks, Tyler Austin Brashears, the crew chief on the 74X.
Indeed he is. Dalton Wilson goes to the top of the board, 1.5375. On lap number 1, Stephen Roberts second, 1.5422. Ethan Dotson should be right there. He's now the fastest driver in Group B with a 1.5174. Dalton Wilson better on lap 2, 15.222. Second lap time for Stephen Roberts, not as good. Third quick, 15.422. And Ethan Dotson even better on lap 2. James Good, lap 1.5036 for the Bakersfield, California driver.
He had a good run here last night in one of those 25 lappers. There's the 219. That'll be Gavin Cowan, Lincoln, Georgia, his hometown. That Longhorn Mullins LS1. Supply Chain Management, LLC, SRI Performance, Bill Stein, 780 Limited, and Wise Forest Products, followed by the 1G. It'll be Rusty Ballinger. He's out of Seymour, Tennessee. He's awarded with a Mullins LS7 under the hood. For the 1G, Titan Trailer Repair, Fox Shocks, SFP Performance, Wilson Berry Farm, Otis Property Management, ATC Roofs and Sunrooms, Beham Wraps, Big Frog Transportation, Rogers Dental Center, and then we have also Adam Stricker, the Stricker Streak 68, the Jim Beeman car, Beeman Lumber, Stainless Craft, Players Choice Playing Cars, Stricker's Auto Parts, Affordable Todd's, Wrecker Service, B&B Auto Care, Valvoline, Fox Shocks, Longhorn Clements.
Gavin Cowan fourth on lap 1, Rusty Ballinger fifth his first time around, and Adam Stricker will be sixth quick. On lap number 1, lap 2 for Gavin Cowan, not as good. Fourth quick, best lap 1.5461. Rusty Ballinger's second lap, better. Third quick, 1.5388, and Adam Stricker's second lap time, better. Third quick, 1.5243. Ethan Dotson, Dalton Wilson, Adam Stricker, your top 3 after 11.
Stricker fifth in this year's Northern All-Star points. There's the 15 out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Clayton Stuckey's and Lucas Oil Products, Advanced Powder Coating, Fibertech, Laser Cutting, Graphic Arts Express, Black Diamond Clements. Followed by the 7 out of Mansfield, Ohio. It'll be Nick Cox. He's at the Swartz Gressman Specialty Tire and Bucket Services. Tree and Bucket. Hello, can I start over again?
Yes,
Specialty Tree and Bucket Services. Local Project Pro. Imperial Truck Refinishing. Rod Edelblut. You know Rod Edelblut.
I do know the Edelbluts.
Specialty Excavating, great. And then it's the 72 of Mike Norris, now 4-time Lernerville track champion. He's in the Rocket Durham B&B Auto Salvage, Millerstown Pickup Park, Krill Recycling, and Woods Rod and Custom.
I remember Rod Edelblut's garage being on cars back in the days of Lakeville. Clay Stuckey, 7th quick on lap 1, 1.5668. Nick Cox, first lap time, 1.7057. That is 11th quick. And the Crusher Kid, Mike Norris, 4th quick, 1.537.2. Lap 2, Clay Stuckey, 8th. Best lap, 1.5668. Best lap for Nick Cox as he comes off corner number 4. Will be 10th quick, 1.6598. And Michael Norris's second lap time, a little better, 4th fastest, 1.5279. Dotson, Wilson, Stricker, the top 3.
Up next, there's the 103 car, a tribute to Tandy Marlin. That is Jason Riggs out of College Grove, Tennessee. He is in the Riggs Drilling Solutions, Moses Motorsports, BV Wheels, Coleman Farms, Longhorn Clements, followed by the 126. It'll be Cade Lowdy out of Rogersville, Tennessee. He's in the Bruce Miller Masonry, Bigfoot Enterprises, Kerry Jones Trucking, JB Salvage, Envy Suspension, Penske Shocks, Woodhouse Chevrolet, that's a Masters build, and then Jimmy Owens, 2-time World 100 winner in the 20 out of Newport, Tennessee. In the Bobby and Jessica Kohler, Reese Monument Company, Ultimate Towing and Recovery, Cheap Cars, Tim Short Undergroup, Capital Electric in Tennessee, Boot Test Flow Service, Redland Oil, Sunoco Race Wheels, Goodrich Fluids, 5-Star Metal Buildings, Rocket Vic Hill for the driver who won the World 100 in 07 and 2011.
Yes, he did. A two-time World 100 champion is Jimmy Owens. Is everybody getting up to speed? White flag going to come out now. For the 103, Jason Riggs, 10th quick, 16.209. Cade Loudy goes 10th quick, 1.6141. And Jimmy Owens, 6th quick, 15.414. The Tandy Marlin throwback. For Jason Riggs, second lap a little better, 10th, 1.5871. Cade Loudy's second lap a little better, back to 10th, 1.5757. And Jimmy Owens, second lap, not as good. He'll stay 6th, 1.5414. We've had 17 drivers attempt a lap, and Ethan Dotson still the time to beat, 1.5036.
Up next will be Garrett Albertson, the Baltas Classic winner, 6th in the Lucas Oil Points out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The Ken and Beth Roberts, Mesilla Valley Transportation. Romer Machine and Welding, Bill Sports Shop. Sunoco Race Fuels, Orion Tire and Repair, Dunright TV, Fast Shafts, Dirt Card Lift. That's a Longhorn Clements. Follow the 17, the veteran out of Martin, Kentucky, to be Shannon Thornsberry, and the Longhorn Randy Clary, Brandon Mason Trucking, Warco Land Improvement, Nathan Martin Racing, Extreme Graphics, Clifford Jacobs Excavating, TEM Racing, and then Ben Watkins. He's in the Danny Hatcher, Longhorn Durham, Hatcher's Auto Sales, Riverwood Self Storage, Tim Logan Racing, Renegade Race Fuels, Poske's Performance, Octane Race Products, Graphic Impressions at number 6.
Garrett Albertson, second quick, James. Good first lap, 15.214. Shannon Thornsberry, 13th on lap number 1, and Ben Watkins will wheel the Hatcher 6 across the stripe, ninth fastest. Lap 2, Garrett Albertson trying to overtake Ethan Dotson. He's better, but not good enough. 1.5184 for the Las Cruces, New Mexico driver. Shannon Thornsberry, 13th, 15.815, his best lap, and Ben Watkins will stay 9th. His best lap time, a 1.5.436. Ethan Dotson, Garrett Albertson, Dalton Wilson, now the top 3. And Terry Wolfenbarger on the inversion bubble at a 1.6948. Hello, Jeep.
You remember in 2006 when I sparked the wall, right?
That's what he's saying.
Gotta love it. Pinconning, Michigan's Jeep van warmer, but Benton, Arkansas's Jared Landers is up next in the Steve Lampley Donna Grosseed ASC Warranty Midwest Excavating Martin Martin Automotive Category 5 Durham, followed by John Hotchkiss out of Pennsylvania. I'm about to say Johnny Huck. Hotchkiss, well, you could go either way, right? Hotchkiss Lumber, Hotchkiss Construction, Johnny Huck Designs, Rocket Clements, and Hudson O'Deal to the SSI Motorsports, Big University of Wheeler Metals, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling, Westside Tractor Sales, behind a 1, Longhorn Clements 71, DJ.
Johnny Huck, 17th quick on lap number 1 in the 69, the former Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania Motor Speedway track champion. Hudson O'Neal, 6th quick his first time around, and Jared Landers, best lap time, 8th quick, 1.5412. Second time around for Johnny Huck, 17th, best lap, 1.5926. Hudson O'Neal on his second and final lap. 6th quick, he improves, stays 6th though, 1.5369. Dotson, Albertson, Wilson, the top 3 after 23, and Tristan Chamberlain now on the inversion bubble in 18th.
Also on that Hudson O'Neal car, Merrill Bonding Company, Bobcat of Batesville, Bob and Tammy Burton, O'Neal Savage, Perrigan Speedway in Indiana U Triple SA Fast Pit Softball. Spencer Hughes awaits next, the 19M. He's out of Marina, Mississippi. The JCM Motorsports, Yellowhammer Design Construction, Clyburn Tank Lines, Boswell Oil, Neon Bubbles Car Wash, Link Construction, Steering Buddy, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling. That's a Rocket Durham, followed by the 89. It'll be Mike Spatola. He's out of Manhattan, Kansas. The TNS Heating and Cooling and Refrigeration, Big Daddy Scrap. B&D Chemical, Illinois State Rifle Association, Steve's Performance, Fast Lane Wraps, Country Chevrolet, and Lake Norman Mechanical. That's a Rocket Pro Build. And then Brandon Overton, he's in the Wells Motorsports, Infinity Clements, Garto Southern Big Dog Stump and Tree, RW Powell, First Construction, All-Star Concrete, Convenient Loop, Coleman Farms, 11.
Spencer Hughes, 19th fastest on lap 1. Opie will go 16th quick his first time around. Brandon Overton looks like he's got a good lap in the 11. He does not, 19th. 1.6075. Spence better on lap 2, 13th, 1.5521. Second lap for Spatola, better, stays 16th, 1.5807. And Brandon Overton goes from 19th to 20th. He improves on lap 2, but is 1.5984. Overton will miss the shootout inversion.
And he came in as the points leader after last night.
Yeah, interesting.
All right, there's Frank Heckenash Jr., the Woodtick winner this year. Up in Merritt, Michigan, out of Frankfort, Illinois. He's in the Longhorn Rhine. Storied Squares, Dirt Oval 66 into You Pull It. And into the 10. Fourth last night here in that second 25 lapper to be Joseph Joyner out of Elton, Florida, the Capitol Clements. Sponsored by Kubota Tractors, Hunt the Front TV, Base Wheels, JRI Shocks. And the 11 of Tyler Collins, third of this year Northern All-Star points. Out of North Vernon, Indiana, the Capitol Travis Kern. Super Eat Solutions, Valvoline, Cutting Edge Tree Service, Jack Jason's Construction, Lula Road, Debbie Collins, Tail Feather Farm Market, Rod Auto Parts, Lee's Tire 4x4, and Dynamic Customs, number 11.
First lap time for Frankie, 22nd, 1:62.36. Joseph Joyner with a top 5 last night. First lap is good enough for 14th, and Tyler Collins' first lap time is 24th quick for the North Vernon, Indiana driver. Frank Heckenash Jr.'s second lap time better, 23rd, 1:06.185. Second lap for Joseph Joyner, second quick, James, 1:05.171. Hunt the front. And Tyler Collins does not improve on lap 2, 24th, 1:06.571. So a shakeup in the top 3. It's now Ethan Dodson, Joseph Joyner, Garrett Alberson, your top 3, and that means Shannon Thornsberry is on the shootout inversion bubble in 18th.
The next trio will be Shane Clam, the 08 World 100 winner. He comes to us out of Zebulon, Georgia. He's in the Freeman Plumbing, Super K Express, Base Fuels, Carolina Concrete Finishing, SCCS Solutions, Panama City Cycles, Capitol Clements. Followed by Corey Hedgecock, the 23V out of Loudon, Tennessee. He's in the Georgia Mountain Pool Company, Kaiser, Curran Construction, SFP Performance, Service Transport, Vineyard Enterprises, Framing, Masonry, and Roofing. That's a BMF Eagle. And then Matt Dooley, the 18 out of Brooks, Georgia. The JCB, West Pro, Crown Security, Scott's Machines, Atlanta Coring, Carl Smith Building Materials, Panama Cycles, 2-3 Collective, Rocket Clements, 18.
Shane Clanton, 19th on lap number 1. Corey Hedgecock, 7th quick, good lap, 1:05.343. Matt Dooley goes 23rd, his first time around, lap 2. For Shane Clanton, the 2008 World 100 champ, better, 6th quick, James, 1:05.275. For Shane Clanton, Corey Hedgecock's best lap is lap 1. He's good enough for 8th quick. We had a 1:05.343, and Matt Dooley goes 18th. He's on the bubble now, 1:05.717 for the Brooks, Georgia driver. Still Dotson, Joyner, Alberson, the top 3 after 32.
Dooley, former Southern All-Star champion. Up next will be the 31. He's out of Kingston, Georgia. It'll be Tyler Millwood. He's in the Millwood Plumbing, Competition Racing Equipment, Penske Shocks, Machine Construction Company, Grace Mobile Homes, 2-3 Collective, and the Sugar Rush. 31, Rocket Durham, followed by, is Jeff Robertson out there? No, it'll be Josh Rice. He's out of Aurora, Kentucky, the Rick Jones, Rice Excavating and Plumbing. Also, Sinessa's Construction, Chain Locker, Air Max Heating and Cooling, Pack Race Here, Grease Monkey. That is a Rocket, Jay Dickens. And it's Kyle Bronson, Brandon Florida, Race Car Engineering, Marshall's Equipment, Michael Wood Hauling, Tillman Roofing, LTX Home Builders, Radco Equipment, Lennox Recycling, Mike Baker, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements 40B.
Tyler Millwood, 19th on lap number 1. Josh Rice, 8th quick. His first time around, KB 40. Will check in 16th. His first trip around the Eldora Speedway. Millwood's second lap, not as good, 21st. Best lap, 1:05.733. Josh Rice, where will he end up? He is currently 8th. Best lap, 15:332. And Kyle Bronson, second lap, not as good. He will be 16th for the time being with a 1:05.440. 36 drivers have attempted a lap, and it's Spencer Hughes on the shootout inversion bubble with a 1:05.521.
One of the shootout winners here last night will be the 12. It'll be Racing Jason Jameson out of Lawrenceburg, Indiana. The Ratliff Racing, JRR Motor Sales, MG Yellow Sales. The Yellow Eller, Kelter Contracting, Grant Lee Farms. That's a Longhorn Bullock. And followed by the 11B out of Clinton, Tennessee. It's Stacy Bowles. He's in the Category 5, Vic Hill. Advanced Transportation, Lowe's Toes. And Kaiser and Jensen Ford. And the John Mina and TNT Pro Bill. Mining Construction, Scooters Bar and Grill. Full Moon Graphics, DAP Auto Parts, Penske Shocks. 83 out of Johnson City, Tennessee.
Ethan Dotson still the time to beat. Jason Jameson clocks in with a good lap. 8th quick, his first time around. Stacy Bowles will go 29th on lap number 1. And Jensen Ford 17th. He just sneaks inside that shootout inversion for the time being. Jameson's second lap not as good, stays 8th. Best lap 15:302. Second time around for Bowles, not as good, 30th, 1:05.986. And Jensen Ford jumps up to 8th, James, the TNT. with a 1.5.290. So now it's Kyle Bronson on the inversion bubble at a 1.5440. They're still chasing Ethan Dodson's best lap in Group B, 1.5036.
Still got about 14 to go yet. Mike Provenzano, Marseilles, Illinois, his hometown, the Pitbull Motorsports Country Automotive, GLR Cap Company. Also storeindoor.com, Aaron Builders, Beautiful Bella's Custom Welding, that's a Pierce Pro Power. Well, over the 25 and a Peoria, Illinois, to be Steve Lance of the Longhorn Pro Power, Outpace Racing Products. And the one of Tyler about a New Waverly, Texas, the best performance. That is the Langenfelder Mechanical, Santa Weld Anthony's Pizza Bulk Material Lift, First Class Septic, Roberts Beef Company, Sunoco Race Fuels, Rocket Clements, number 1.
Mike Provenzano goes 31st his first time around. Steve Lance Jr. will check in 34th, and Tyler Erb 21st. 1.5664, the best time for Turbo. Mike Provenzano's second lap time, not as good. 32nd quick, best lap 1.6032. Steve Lance Jr.'s second lap better, 33rd, 1.6073. And Tyler Erb's second lap time not as good. He'll miss the inversion. He is currently 21st with a 1.5664, so no change in the top 18. Kyle Bronson still 18th, and Ethan Dodson still atop the leaderboard in Group B qualifying, presented by Winners Performance.
The 05 World 100 winner, Mac Daddy Dale McDowell up next. Chickamauga, Georgia, the Shane McDowell Racing Team 0 by McDowell. Clements Powered Entry, Easy Go, Cloth Synthetic Lubricants, Committed Gasket, Connecting Strategy Advisors, BlackRock Enterprises, BSI Well Service, SN8 Systems, Northeastern Fabrication, followed by The Truth, Greg Satterley out of Indiana, Pennsylvania, the 22, the Rocket Clements, Satterley Motorsports, Kaiser Avco Classic Inc., Worcester, Ohio's Doug Brown, the Swartz Clements, Joyride Transport, Ely Road Wheel Company, CK Warehousing Distribution, 89 Homes and Building Improvements, and Klein & Son Repair, number 12 for Doug Brown.
First lap time for Dale McDowell, second quick, 1.5171. Greg Satterley goes 26th on his first lap. Doug Drown goes 22nd. Does Dale McDowell have anything for Ethan Dodson? Lap 2 for Mac Daddy. Yes, he does. 1.4986. Dale McDowell. Satterley 27th, his best lap of 1.5751, and Drown improves a little on lap 2, 22nd, 1.5636. Eldora, new driver atop the leaderboard in Group B. Mac Daddy Dale McDowell with a 1.4986.
Oh my. Dotson, Joyner, Alberson, top 4 behind Mac Daddy. There's the 17D, the ZMT Racing Longhorn Vic Hill. It'll be Zach Dome out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia. He's of the Dome Cycles. Tim Short out of Group Way 4 covering Hosky's Performance, Veronica Dome Photography, Graphic Creations Entry. Followed by the 1 in, and Chuck Newton's Black Diamond. It'll be his son, Casey Newton out of Sylvania, Ohio. In PM2 Motorsports, J Reynolds Builders, Tom's Pest Control, Performance Machining Engine under the hood, and Chase Fronapple is there in the 145 at a Canal, Winchester, Ohio. The Longhorn Dargy, R&J Trucking and Hauling, Penske and Naylor Electric, 145.
Zach Dome will be 31st on lap number 1. Casey Noonan, 40th quick his first time around, and Chase Fronapple will bring the 145 off corner number 4. His first lap time is 41st. Second lap time for Zach Dome, better. Not good enough, 21st, 1.5519 for the Cross Lanes West Virginia driver. Casey Noonan, 40th, best lap, 1.6331, and you saw right there, Chase Fronapple gets way high in turn number 4. He'll be 41st, best lap is a 1.6419. James, just a handful of drivers remaining here in Group B. McDowell, the time to beat with a 1.4986. Ben Watkins on the bubble in 18th, a 1.5436.
Should have by my count 6 more to go to be Timothy Kolb. He's up next in the seed. He's out of Princeville, Arkansas, and at Capital Clements. Bending seating there, carry the Experts brand. Creative C8, and it's Mike Bennett, the veteran, the 25, out of Salem, West Virginia. He's in the Team 0 Bloomquist, BSI Well Services, BlackRock Enterprises, CE Birchers, and Clarksburg Mac Entry, and in Jackson Lovelady in the Warrior House Car, Christchurch, New Zealand. Fox Shocks, GWS Solutions, Mac and Turbo Service, Air Pack of Canterbury, and Scott's Construction, 117.
Timmy Culp, 34th on lap number 1. Mike Benningham, 42nd. His first time around, you just saw he scrubbed off speed there on lap 2. Jackson Lovelady will now go 42nd. Timothy Culp on lap number 2. The C8 will be 30th, a little better, 1:05.787. Mike Bennett on the second lap time, 43rd quick, 1:06.401, his best lap, and Lovelady will jump up a couple spots to 37th, 1:06.010, no change in the top 18. McDowell, 14.986, the time to beat. And Ben Watkins currently on the inversion bubble in 18th with a 1:05.4362 drivers left.
And it is the defending dirt track world champion here at Eldora, the current World of Outlaws Series points here to the B5. It'll be Brendan Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois. The Shepard Riggs Racing, Longhorn, Vic Hill. Sponsored by Dude Wipes, Valvoline, Coleman Farms, IB Siding Doors, UNOH, Pacific Valley Transportation. B5, followed by the 21 out of Inez, Kentucky. It'll be Kenny Howell. He's in the Rocket J. Dickens, Kenny Steam Cleaning, Tim Logan Racing, Poske's and Extreme Graphics. And the 29 out of Pataskil, Ohio. It is Kryptonite. That'll be Clint Keenan. He's in the Keenan Concrete, DeVoe Construction. Aquatic Creations, 29. Can Shepard do it here tonight as he pushes up in turn 4, DJ?
We're about to find out. I forgot about Kenny Howell, so these are the final 3 drivers on the racetrack. Brandon Shepard, 45th on lap number 1. Kenny Howell, 43rd, his first time around. And Clint Keenan goes 34th. The Shep have a good lap inning, trying to get inside the top 18 to hit the inversion. We'll bring the Shepard Rig Racing car up the corner. He does not. 26th, 1:05.708 for the B5. Kenny Howell, 45th, quick 1:05.397. And Clint Keenan goes 23rd, quick 1:05.543 for the Pataskil, Ohio driver. And that is unofficially a wrap on Winners Performance Time Trials here this evening. Unofficially, Dale McDowell, the fastest driver in Group B, the only driver in the 14-second bracket with a 1:04.986. Ethan Dotson lays down a good lap, second quick, 15:036, and Joseph Joyner, third quick, with a 1:05.171, and that means unofficially Ben Watkins was the final driver to race his way into the invert, qualifying 18th with a 1:05.436. And with that, we'll send it down to Mike Norris, who's going to talk to the fast qualifier and Winners Performance Time Trials Group B, Mac Daddy, Dale McDowell.
Well, 2 nights in a row, guys. He was the fastest qualifier, got to overcome the invert. You had a heck of a feature last night. Dale, you got a heck of a race car, don't you?
Yeah, it's really good early. You know, I don't really know. In the heat races, we're struggling a little bit to be able to pass. So we got to work on that. But it was a good lap. Oh, Scott's smiling up there. He's got this race car at fast time anyway. So, you know, it's just hard. I mean, the competition is tough. Times are really, really tough. So it's going to be tough, you know, like when you do the heat races and the inverts. But we're going to do the best we can and see if we can get this easy go hot rod up front and keep it up there.
What are the veterans of our sports? What are the best, especially here at Eldora? How about it, race fans? One more thing.
Got a happy birthday for one of my old heroes at home. I think he's 84 today. I think I saw earlier is Bobby Ritchie. So all those old racers, I'm catching them. So I really appreciate him and hope he has a great birthday.
There you go. How about it, race fans, for the Mac Daddy, Dale McDowell. Love it.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Well, the 10-minute horn has sounded for this evening's first shootout. We're going to use this opportunity to step aside. If you're here on the grounds, get those 50-50 tickets. Grab something to eat, grab something to drink. But whatever you do, don't go anywhere. We'll be back with opening ceremonies here from night 2 at Eldora of the 54th running of the World 100. We'll be back right after this.